Presented by Honda. At the Model Clearout event, it's the best time to team up with a Honda you love.
Welcome to Rogers Center. As you can see, it is Star Wars Day today. There is a significant Star Wars theme throughout the stadium today. Terry Francona's ball club, they were walked off for the 10th time in last night's game. Kevin Pillar doing the honors last night with a walk-off home run. Take a look at the lineup, and there's some good news for Cleveland. Michael Brantley is back in the lineup. He has not played since Wednesday, although he got a pinch hit appearance in last night's game, and the Blue Jays are sad about that news. He is at .375 for his career against Toronto. Melky Cabrera, a former Blue Jay himself, in his last 12 games, he's at .333 with 5 doubles. They'll get their first look at young Sean Reed-Foley here this afternoon.
Just his 4th Major League start and his first here at Rogers Center for Sean Reed-Foley, coming off his first big league win. That was down at Miami. Season high, career high, 10 strikeouts. His fastball was just pouring in there all afternoon long. 3 starts, he's 1-2 with a 5.5 earned run average. He spent some time down in Buffalo after his first 2 starts in the big leagues. That went okay, and I think that really helped him out a little bit. He's a former 2nd-round draft pick back in 2014. His first look at the Cleveland Indians this afternoon.
He was terrific in his last start last Sunday in Miami against the Marlins. 7 innings, 1 run on 4 hits, and 10 strikeouts. Hopefully he'll have that kind of day today. Much different lineup he's facing here. The AL Central Division leading Cleveland Indians. Foley is set. Here's the first pitch. It's in there for a strike, and we are underway. Francisco Lindor had a big night here Thursday night. Last night, not the same. He was 0 for 5 with a strikeout. He had a walk and a stolen base. Shows bunt, takes a ball.
He can do that too. He led off the game the other day with a home run. In fact, he's hit 66 home runs over the last 2 seasons, the most for any shortstop in all of baseball. But if you give him the bunt and he wants to start a rally, he can do that too.
Slider pulled foul. That's been a very good pitch for Sean Reed-Foley. That hard slider he throws. He threw it very effectively against Miami.
His first 2 starts against Kansas City and the Yankees, he was overthrowing. He was trying too hard. You could tell he was just up from the minor leagues his first couple of starts, and he was pressing. The last start, everything was free and easy. Much different outcome, much different look in that start against Miami. The whole body was working together. I thought he stayed on line towards home plate also. He didn't fall off, or his arm wasn't dragging. Everything was working in unison.
He struck out the side in the first inning against Miami. That fastball gets away from him.
I think he has to have the same type of mindset. They were playing in a big ballpark. Yes, it was the Miami Marlins. It wasn't the Cleveland Indians, but he was aggressive and he was confident with his stuff.
There's a slider to Hopper. Lindor just jogging up the line, 1 away.
Well, the key for him is first pitch strikes, and that's what he did in that last start. There's his first 2, just 50-50 in his first 2 starts, but jumped up to 73%, 19 for 26 first pitch strikes against Miami. What that does, it puts a lot of pressure on the hitter, especially if you don't know that much about that starter. You throw first pitch strikes and then you can expand.
He should be the aggressor as a starter facing a team for the first time. Here's Michael Brantley. Reed-Foley misses with that fastball away. Brantley, we mentioned, he's a .375 career hitter against the Blue Jays. And he has not started a game since Wednesday at home against Kansas City.
He can fall out of bed, I think, and hit line drives. That's the type of swing that he has. He's very calm. He's very quiet at the plate. Victor Rodriguez was talking about him. He's the assistant hitting coach, how quiet his hands are, but then you can't get a fastball by him.
That's a good slider there for a strike 2 and 1 now. Brantley in this ballpark has hit .418. He's played 15 games here. He has 23 hits and 55 at bats.
You know, what makes him such a good hitter is he can hit it from foul line to foul line. I think the defense reflects that. This is as straight up of a defense as we have seen the Blue Jays play this season. Everybody in their spots. You can't overshift at all against Brantley. He'll take advantage of it.
3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Fastball low. A 1-out walk issued to Michael Brantley. Take a look at the defense behind Sean Reed Foley. In the outfit is McKinney, Pilar, and Gritchett. Gurriel and Orena up the middle. Danny Jansen back behind the plate, making his 15th start.
Yeah, Luke Maley caught Sean Reed Foley last time. Danny Jansen will get the start this afternoon. 15th start in the big leagues. He's caught 123 innings already in the big leagues, and he was talking about his improvements the other day. He has had improvements in his game calling, his receiving, his throwing, and he wants pitchers to feel comfortable with him. So he will put the time in for sure.
The batter is Jose Ramirez, the third baseman. That slider is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Ramirez going through a tough stretch. His average is down to 285. He has not hit a home run in his last 19 games. Reed Foley hasn't been able to command that fastball or the changeup just yet.
Yeah, that first inning, 11 pitches, he struck out the side of Miami. Defense, StatCast. AI is powered by AWS, and they will play Ramirez to pull.
Fly ball to center field. Pilar is there. Brantley halfway to second. He'll retreat and go back to first as Ramirez is retired. That'll bring to the plate the former Blue Jay, Edwin Encarnacion. He'll get his first look at Sean Reed Foley, and Edwin's had quite a run with the Blue Jays. And he has now worn out the Blue Jays in 10 career games against them.
1 for 5 last night. He's hit in 5 consecutive games against the Blue Jays, 10 career games against his former team, nearly a .400 average, an outstanding on-base percentage, and of course, he'll drive in his share of runs. He's driven in 8 in those 10 games.
There's the fastball that Reed Foley's been looking for. He drives it to the outside corner for a strike. Encarnacion with 94 RBIs. Jose Ramirez has 97 ribbies. Edwin has 94. They could become the first pair of Indians to drive in 100 runs since 2007. The last duo of Cleveland hitters to drive in 100 runs, Victor Martinez had 114 and Travis Hafner had 100. That was in 2007.
They had a great team. Went to the playoffs in that game. Victor Martinez was a catcher then.
Edwin checks his swing. It's 2-2.
Trust your stuff. I think that's what Sean Reed Foley did in that last start against Miami. He was just pouring that fastball over the plate consistently. He got 20 called strikes in that game against Miami.
2-2 pitch. Fastball. Edwin fouls it off. The names in that lineup for Miami much different than the names in this lineup, and hopefully Reed Foley won't pay attention to the names, just the hitters.
Right, and just do what you did in that game and see what happens. You know, they're a little bit better hitters with the Indians. There's some more on their baseball cards than the guys they faced last time.
Slider for a strikeout. Reed Foley is through the first inning. He issued a 1-out walk and nothing more. His slider was really good in the first inning. He uses it to finish off Edwin Encarnacion, the first strikeout for Reed Foley this afternoon. leadoff is wide open. Let's take a look at the lineup for John Gibbons' Blue Jays. Billy McKinney, what a start he has had to his Blue Jays run. He's got a 7-game hit streak. He's reached base in 17 straight games. That's the 5th longest such streak in the majors. And then down in the 6th spot, Kevin Pillar. Against the Indians this season, 7 for 23. The home run last night, a walk-off home run in the 11th inning. His 2nd career walk-off home run.
Blue Jays face Adam Pletko for the 2nd time, who got the loss on Monday, allowing 4 runs, 7 hits, including 3 home runs in 6 innings to Kansas City. First-year player earned his first big league win against the Blue Jays way back on May the 3rd in Game 2 of that doubleheader.
Billy McKinney goes after the first pitch and lines it to Lindor, who got handcuffed. Lindor let that ball play him. It was a soft liner right to the feet of the shortstop. He backed up on it, and once he did, it was a fatal move.
You know, that should be a hit, I would think, because there was a lot of English on this ball from McKinney. Watch this thing knuckle out towards Lindor. He thought it was going to be to his left. It came back over to his right, and that's a do-or-die play for Lindor. He can't come up with it.
Yeah, I believe with you that that's a hit. And we have not been given the scoring on that play yet.
He's at home.
McKinney reaches base again.
He's at home. He should get a base hit.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He bunts it, and it's up the line. That's going to stay fair. Base hit for Gurriel. You know what? We have seen that now. Yan Gomes did it in this series where he rolled her up the third base line and it stayed fair. The catcher should have known that. Roberto Perez, we have seen it twice in the last couple of series. These balls don't go foul.
Yeah, and I asked the players about that, and they said, hey, this is a hitter's ballpark, so those foul lines, they're pretty true. They don't roll off. You can hit that ball up the line, and it's going to stay true, and Gurriel will pick up the base hit on that one.
McKinney also credited with a base hit, so back-to-back singles to start the inning. Kendrys Morales. Morales did not play in the game last night. He takes the first pitch upstairs. Kendrys was 0 for 3 against Pletko in that doubleheader, Game 2. Clean-shaven Kendrys Morales.
I didn't recognize him.
Looks like a young kid. Fouls this one back.
Pletko is going to be around the plate. That's what he does. He throws your basic 4 pitches. But like Shane Bieber the other night that we saw for the Indians, he doesn't walk anybody. Gets upset when he walks anybody. So the Blue Jays, I think they have picked up on that, and they've come out here very aggressively.
Ball on a strike to Morales. Good swing and a miss. 1-2 now. Pletko is 26 years old. He was drafted in the 11th round in the 2013 draft. Those are the numbers when he picked up his first big league win back on the 3rd of May.
No walks and pitching into the 8th inning to go along with 6 strikeouts.
One and two. Popped down the left side, and that's going to reach the seats out of play. Defensively behind Pletko, Michael Brantley returns to left field, and that's a good sign for Cleveland. They need some depth in their outfield.
Yeah, he fouled a ball off his foot. This is his first start in this series after he fouled that ball off his foot the other day. 117 starts out of a possible 141 games. He was a 2014 finalist for the Rawlings Gold Glove in the outfield, so he's very underrated and a very good outfielder.
Another foul back by Morales. The one thing about Pletko, he didn't have that burning fastball. He didn't have that 96, 97. So if he makes a mistake, chances are he's going to get hit. He's got to pitch to the edges.
I tell you, I think he's gotten away with a couple of mistakes already to Kendrys Morales. The fastball up and away that was fouled off, and that hanging breaking ball that was fouled down the left field line.
Another 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. Boy, it is really a tough situation for a pitcher. He gives up back-to-back singles to start the game, and now you've got to get into the flow against the 3-hitter. And you're already in trouble after 8 pitches.
Ball hasn't left the infield, and there's runners on first and second.
Ground ball. This could be 2. Kipnis to Lindor, pulls him off the bag, and that's going to cost them a double play. Boy, the Indians have been a little shaky on defense here in the first inning. Lindor very deliberate, knowing that Morales doesn't run well, but his throw was high, pulled the shortstop off the bag.
What if ever there was a tailor-made double play ball, this was it. 2 hops to the second baseman, but the high throw just messed everything up. Messed up the timing of Lindor coming across the bag. He's anticipating this throw, and he would just skip right into that, and his momentum would take him to first base, but he had to wait for that ball.
Good for Morales to hustle up the line. He doesn't run fast, but he ran hard that time. Runners hit to corners. This is Randall Grichuk. Boy, you got to take advantage of things in this inning. You mentioned it. Blue Jays have 2 singles. Neither ball left the infield. And then a routine double play ball, and the Indians can't turn it.
They had an error on Thursday that cost them an unearned run. The Indians, they had an error in last night's game that cost them an unearned run.
Popped up, shallow right field. McKinney is tagging. Melky Cabrera's got a good arm. He's not very deep, and McKinney will hold. 2 outs.
First baseman, number 68, Rowdy Tellez.
Not many people knew much about Rowdy Tellez until he arrived here, and now everybody is following what he has done. He's gotten off to a great start. Tellez has 6 hits. They've all been doubles.
And they've been all kind of different doubles off of different types of pitches. Curveball that he hit down the right field line, fastball that he hit down the left field line. He's had a couple of balls that go up the gap in left center and in right center. Let's see how the Indians, how Plutko changes. Maybe they change how they're going to pitch to him.
1-0. Oh, he had a good cut. Rowdy Tellez is 23 years old, and he's had 10 at-bats in the big league. He's got 6 doubles. 10 plate appearances. He's only seen 31 pitches. He's up there hacking.
Go up there swinging. And how about this? Anytime you can be put in the same sentence with Joe DiMaggio, it's pretty impressive. Rookies with 6 doubles in 3 consecutive games.
Lays off that pitch. Tellez has a good eye. He's one of those guys that has great strike zone awareness, and he's not conscious about pulling the ball. He'll hit it all over the park, and we mentioned the fans didn't know much about him 3 days ago, and now he's a fan favorite.
They got signs made for him.
2-1 pitch.
That's what happens.
Check his swing.
When you hit, it looks like they want to keep the ball up on him. They have thrown him 4 pitches in this at bat, and 3 of them have been at the upper parts of the strike zone.
To give you an idea what a great start he's gotten after this month, his 6 doubles this month leads all major league hitters in doubles. 2-2 pitch. The most extra base hits in his first 3 games of a major league career since 1913. Tellez is tied with Chris Dickerson with 6 extra base hits in his first 3 games. Goes after that high fastball, and the Indians strand a pair. Plutko gets out of it despite giving up back-to-back singles to start the inning.
Bison season in the books. Manager Bobby Meacham has joined the Blue Jays coaching staff for the rest of the season. And Meacham is a good guy to have around. He has a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of information on many of the September call-ups, including today's starting pitcher, Sean Reed-Foley. Meacham telling me that he had some early reports Reed-Foley was the kind of guy who wore his heart on his sleeve, a real emotional guy who had the potential of getting out of whack. But all Meacham saw was calmness in a young man who went out there and got his work in. Meacham spoke to Reed-Foley about those 2 rough starts in the big leagues. His young pitcher wasn't discouraged. He was very receptive to what Meacham had to say. There was no emotion. He just went out there and continued to stick to his routine, waiting for another shot in the big leagues. Miami, the pitcher you saw in Miami, that's the pitcher Meacham knows. Routine-oriented, didn't get too high or too low on the mound. A guy, Buck, who was comfortable and confident pitching at the major league level.
Yeah, hopefully he recognizes what that game was all about and how it felt to throw the way he did against the Marlins. This is Yonder Alonso, the first baseman. He fouls it into the seats, out of play.
I got a word to describe how he threw in that game. How about effortless? He looked effortless letting the ball go, and everything worked. Nice.
There's a slider for a strike.
You know,
everything worked very well, and he threw it with conviction. Remember that first inning, we both looked at one another. It was a totally different pitcher than we had seen in previous 3 games.
He's like, I'm going to trust my fastball, and he was dotting that outside corner with it.
96, that'll play. Sean turned 23 on the 30th of August. He's one of the young core, and I tell you what, there's a lot of encouraging signs with this Blue Jays club. That's a changeup.
Just 4 hits allowed, a walk through 101 pitches, and 70% of them were strikes. That's how you get things done.
That's a pretty good pitch. He didn't get to call. It's a full count. The leadoff man here in the top of the 2nd.
One of the things I was impressed with was his swing and miss capability, and he had a lot of that in that game in Miami. 16 swing and misses.
That ball is drilled. It's going to get down and up against the wall. Grichuk plays it very well. He's got a shot at him at second. It's on time, and they got him. Oh, what a nice play by Randall Grichuk. He takes a lot of pride in his defense, and he played that perfectly.
Yonder Alonso hit the same kind of ball in last night's game, if you remember that. A bullet down the right field line, played perfectly by Randall Grichuk, and Randall held him to a single in last night's game. Alonso says, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot here and test him. Bare hand and a bullet right on target for the out. Alonso doesn't even care to slide, as Randall will pick up his 5th outfield assist with this laser.
All right, that's a big boost for the pitcher. Grichuk has been terrific playing in the outfield. Yonder Alonso gambling, leading off the inning, trying to get into scoring position. There's a changeup hit on the ground off the bat of Melky Cabrera. Boy, what a turnaround because of the defense in right.
Well, we've talked a lot so far about how much better Sean Reed-Foley was in his last start. Well, we'll show you those first 3 starts. The first 2 hits and earned runs, not real good against Kansas City and the Yankees. A lot of pitches per inning, 20 pitches per inning. Well, he did much better his last time out. 7 innings, 4 hits, 10 punch outs, just 1 walk, and he got it down to 14 pitches per inning. That's what you'd like to see, right around 14 or 15 pitches per inning.
The pitcher sets the tone for a game, no question about it. And he delivers 2 good pitches. That's the way he threw the fastball in Miami.
Yeah, right on the corner with conviction.
Jason Kipnis, the second baseman, behind 0-2. Slider fouled off at the plate. Little pop-up to third base. Diaz makes the catch. Boy, what a turnaround inning for Sean Reed-Foley. They gave up a line drive base hit to right field. Randall Grichuk played it perfectly off the wall, and he gunned down Yonder Alonso at second. No scores. We head to the bottom of the second.
The first 20,000 fans will receive a pair of Blue Jays convertible mittens on Saturday, September 22nd, when the Blue Jays play the middle contest against the Tampa Bay Rays at 4:07 p.m. Eastern. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com. Buck.
Thank you very much, Hazel. As the season is winding down. After tomorrow's game, there'll just be one more series at home for the Blue Jays. Well, Kevin Pillar, he had the walk-off hit last night. Home run off of Adam Simber in the 11th. For Pillar, that was his third career walk-off hit, his second career walk-off home run.
The most impressive part about this is where the pitch is and how Kevin goes down and gets it. That ball's under his knees, and he is able to elevate that ball, and there was no doubt to left field. Second deck for sure.
This one is hit to center field, bounces off the wall, and Pillar's headed for second. He'll get there with a stand-up double. His 36th double of the season, one shy of his all-time high.
He can do that as well as anybody. Those extra base hits are starting to come. He's aggressive at the plate. That walk-off home run last night gave the Blue Jays a win, and now they elevate the fastball against and he's all over it. They are shading him the other way to right field. He crosses up the defense. Leadoff double in the second for the Blue Jays.
Pillar with 3 straight hits now, going back to his last 2 at-bats last night. Danny Jansen goes after the first pitch. Pillar, 36 doubles. He had 37 doubles last year. That's his career high. He has had 30 or more doubles in 4 straight seasons.
Third walk-off hit, second career walk-off home run last night.
So Pillar really starting to swing it here toward the end of the season. He has hit well against Cleveland all season long. He is now 8 for 24 with 3 doubles and a home run against Cleveland. Danny Jansen, 1-1 count. Popped it straight back. And now Jansen has to shift gears right here. You can lead off double. You're batting at the bottom of the order. You've got to move him up 90 feet. Got a switch hitter on deck behind you. Scoreless game early in the ball game, and you've got 2 strikes on you.
You don't have to necessarily hit the ball to the right side to advance that runner. Pillar's got plenty of speed. Even if you hit a ground ball to the third baseman who's deep and it's wide, Kevin can move up.
Called out on strikes. Pitch was down and away. A perfect pitch from Pletka. So Jansen can't move Pilar up. Now it'll be up to Richard Urena.
That's Plutko's strength, being able to hit his targets. They set up outside, down and away, and he comes up with his second strikeout of the afternoon.
Urena was 1 for 4 in last night's game. Switch hitter batting .255. First pitch changeup.
Yeah, that's a key pitch for him. Carl Willis was telling both you and I the other day that he has to be able to get that changeup over to be effective. Says he loves his makeup. He loves how he comes out there and just attacks hitters. But if he doesn't have that good changeup, it could be for a long afternoon.
Fastball ran off the plate. I mentioned Pletka was drafted in 2013 by the Indians, an 11th round pick. Changeup, fly ball down the right side. This is going to drop. This is going to be a fair ball. Pilar is around third. He's being waved home, and Urena stands at second base with an RBI double. And the Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. RBI number 5 for Richard Urena,
who has impressed since he has come back up from the minor leagues in the last week. Changeup, he goes out there and hooks it down the line. Now the runner at second base, Pilar, he's got a hold around second base. He's not sure if Melky Cabrera is going to come up with that. That's why he is just scoring there. Do a good job there to make sure that ball falls safely before you take off. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about now he reads that the ball's down safely and he can score without a throw.
Ledmus Diaz takes one down and away for a ball. Diaz had a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning in last night's game that tied it at 1-1 at the time. 1 out, man at second. Breaking ball fouled straight back. That was a pitch that Pletka got away with.
Yeah, that was another hanger. He's done a few of those already in this game. He has missed with his breaking ball. He's hung it, and the Blue Jays have just fouled it back. He's been touched up for 4 home runs off of his curveball this year.
This another shot down the right side. If it's fair, it's trouble, but it's foul. Jim Leeper, the first base coach, wants the bench to look at that one. That was close down the line. Leeper turned around and quickly pointed to the dugout. Hey, give it a look.
Yeah, I would. And you can look at this because it's behind the umpire. Anything that's behind him, if they feel like they have a shot, go ahead and take a look at it. This could get the Blue Jays a run. And they don't want to look at it.
Nope, they feel it was off the foul line. Here's another look at it right down that line.
That is close.
Again, it's tough to tell because those lines are painted. And there wasn't any indication that it might have kicked up part of that foul line. So it's 1-2 now to Diaz. Another pitch that Pletka got away with. They wanted that upstairs, and he missed about thigh high. He's a guy that just doesn't have the type of stuff that can miss his spots. And he's gotten away with a couple of them in this at bat.
Yeah, and consistently stay out there. He's going to have to hit his catcher's glove. They're setting up down and away again.
We mentioned Pletka was drafted in the 11th round of the draft in 2013 by Cleveland. It was a terrific draft for Cleveland. Clint Frazier was the #1 pick. Thomas Pannone, who will start tomorrow, was #9. And then Pletka was 11. Ben Heller was 22. And they all went to the Yankees for Andrew Miller. Frazier, Heller went to the Yankees with that trade that brought them Andrew Miller.
Justice Sheffield also went from Cleveland to New York.
Another left-handed pitching prospect. Full count, 1 out. Urania at second. Base hit to left field. They're going to wave Urania around third. Brantley will not have a throw. They'll go to second base. Diaz picks up the RBI. 2-0 Blue Jays.
He's gotten away with a couple of pitches in the zone that are fouled off by the Blue Jays, but when he makes a good pitch, Blue Jays have been able to make contact and keep it fair, get it into the outfield, and pick up a couple of RBIs. This isn't a bad pitch down and away, but Diaz, he's got enough plate coverage as he yanks that ball into the outfield. That scores Urania without a throw. 5 hits already for Toronto in 2 runs.
Well, you look at the on-base streak to start a Jays career. Billy McKinney is up to 17 straight now.
The only rookie in that bunch.
Dave Martinez in 2000 has the longest such streak at 24 games. McKinney with an infield single in the first inning. Still just 1 out. Carl Willis went to the mound, had a short visit with Pletka.
Carl making his notes on his starter. They've had some injuries to their starting rotation, and they've had to go down into their minor leagues to fill out their roster. Danny Salazar would be one of their big starters, but he's been hurt, it seems like, all year. And Trevor Bauer has missed a lot of time already. He got off to an awesome start this year.
Well, Pletko's filling in for Trevor Bauer. This is his 5th start in that Bauer's spot in the rotation, and he has gone 0-3 with a .556 earned run average in those 4 previous starts, taking over for Trevor Bauer.
There was some talk around the trade deadline that they were looking for a starting pitcher. I remember Jay Happ's name came up, now possibly going to the Indians.
2-1 now to McKinney. Pletko, like Trevor Bauer, pitched at UCLA, and he had a terrific collegiate career. In 2013, he was the most outstanding player in the College World Series, as UCLA won it. There's a strike on the corner. It's 2-2 now.
Boy, he's had good at bats. Billy McKinney has really grinded it out. He singled his first time up on that knuckleball, if you will, back up the middle that Lindor could not handle.
Driven to center field. Greg Allen was shaded in that direction, and he makes a running catch. We mentioned Adam Pletko has taken over in the rotation since the injury to Trevor Bauer, and it really hasn't gone that well.
Yeah, ERA a little bit high. Opponent's batting average is okay. It's the home runs. You mentioned that he just doesn't, blow the ball by you. So the home runs, he's given up 5, and he's only had two runs to work with every time he takes the mound. That's another reason why. He looked good against the Blue Jays in that doubleheader. He zipped right through him, got into that 8th inning, picked up his first big league win, but that was back in May.
Came up and made that spot start. Second game of the doubleheader. Cleveland won that game 13-4. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. with a big cut, 1-1 now. Gurriel had a bunt base hit his first time up. Just a little dribbler out in front of home that stayed fair. 2 runs in this inning. Blue Jays have scored 2 runs on 3 hits, couple of doubles. Leadoff double by Pilar and an RBI double by Urania. Ledmus Diaz with an RBI single. He's still at first. Breaking ball popped in the air. That'll head toward the seats and be out of play. Boy, when you look at the lineup today at the start of play, as you see Tyler Wilson starting to loosen up for Cleveland. Got McKinney in the lineup, Gurriel, Rowdy Tellez, Danny Jansen, Richard Urania. And then you look at the opening day lineup for the Blue Jays. Josh Donaldson was in the lineup, Smoke, Granderson, Steve Pearce played in that game. Quite a turnover here at the end of the season. Fastball, and Gurriel strikes out. That ends the inning, but the Blue Jays scored 2 runs on 3 hits and leave a runner. Ledmus Diaz thought he had a double down the right field line. Picks up an RBI single with a base hit to left field. RBI number 47 gives the Blue Jays a 2-0 lead.
Blue Jays history. Tonight, Sportsnet presents Fearless, an all-access look at the life and career of the longest tenured Blue Jay, Kevin Pillar. That's immediately following this ball game. Buck.
Thank you very much, Hazel. That should be an interesting watch, as Kevin Pillar has done a lot of good things for this Blue Jays ball club. He's in his 6th season. Longest tenured Blue Jay, as Hazel mentioned.
Well, that comes fast, doesn't it?
Wow.
I just remember when he was a rookie.
Came up in 2013.
And now he is the longest tenured Blue Jay. After Aaron Loop, I guess, was traded to Philadelphia.
Right. Loop was the senior member of the Blue Jays until he was traded. Sean Reed Foley working to the catcher, Roberto Perez. Perez is making his 49th start of the season. He and Yan Gomes have been a terrific catching tandem for Cleveland.
They thought so highly of those two that they traded their #1 prospect, who happened to be a catcher.
Francisco Mejia went to San Diego in the Brad Hand deal. In return, they got Brad Hand and Adam Simber.
All this guy does is win whenever he catches. 48 starts this year, and they've won 30 times, the Indians, when he starts.
And he draws the leadoff walk.
The 2018 Honda CR-V, where style and versatility come together.
Beautiful afternoon here in Toronto. The Roof Rogers Center is wide open, and the Blue Jays have a 2-0 lead. Nice crowd on hand. There were 27,000 here last night, and it appears to be a crowd over 30,000 on this Saturday afternoon. First pitch strike. Reed Foley had a good inning of work back in the second inning. Faced the minimum. He got a nice play from the right fielder, Randall Grichuk, to throw out Yonder Alonso.
That always helps. You don't have to go into your stretch for that first batter of the game or the inning.
Came out of his delivery on that changeup and bounced it in the dirt. This is Greg Allen, switch hitting center fielder. This is the one thing that players are always looking for is consistency. Whether you're a hitter or a pitcher, you want to be able to repeat your routine, repeat your delivery.
I think he can repeat his delivery. He's got a real nice, smooth delivery. There you go. Take a little something off and drop that breaking ball in there. I think if you do that, if you can repeat your delivery, your arm's going to be in the same slot all the time. And when it is, that will allow you to throw strikes more consistently.
Danny Jansen dropped that breaking ball. It was off the plate for a ball.
Now that doesn't mean he's a finished product at all. I mean, I think he is still learning, and I think he's still going to grow as a pitcher. Remember, he started this year in Double-A, dominated there, went to Triple-A.
There's a line drive to right. Grichuk is not going to get it. It's past him up against the scoreboard. Perez is headed towards third. He's getting the wave, and the cutoff man is thrown over the top. Grichuk missed the first cutoff man. They may have had a shot at Perez had they hit Orania, but it airmailed the first cutoff man. So Allen ends up at third base. Check that. He stops at second base with a RBI double.
He's had a little bit of pop hitting in the number 9 spot this afternoon. Throws that ball over the head of Grichuk, and by the time Randall can run it down, he overthrows that first cutoff man, and Perez at first base. The catcher will score without a throw.
Allen picks up the RBI, his 18th. His 8th double of the season. And Pete Walker, a quick trip to the mound. Walker must have seen something that brought him out to the mound quickly. So a walk and an RBI double, and Cleveland's on the board here in the third. That turns the lineup over to the ever-dangerous Francisco Lindor.
This guy plays every day, hits at the top of the lineup, gets his 4, 5 at-bats every day. Just comes to play. He was sitting all over that first fastball. He started today with 650 plate appearances. Still a few weeks to go in the season. He has an outside shot of setting the record for the most plate appearances in one season for the Cleveland Indians. Grady Sizemore has that with 750 plate appearances one year.
Pull foul on that slider. Lindor's a unique combination of great defensive skills at shortstop and a terrific hitter from either side of the plate. He's a switch hitter. He's hit nearly 300 with runners in scoring position. But this year, for the second straight year, he has 30 or more home runs to go with 40 or more doubles. It's only the 6th time a major league shortstop has put up those types of numbers. And Lindor has done it for a second straight season.
Yeah, think about that. 30 home runs and 40 doubles. So you have to have a little pop in your bats, and he does it with great quickness in that swing. Not a real big guy, but he's got a great swing.
Bounce back to the pitcher. Reed Foley looks at Allen at second, and Lindor is now 0 for his last 7.
That was really impressive, that little movement that Sean Reed Foley had when he caught the ball. He caught it and started like a step or two towards third base, got off the mound anticipating that runner. Watch him after he catches it, where he goes with the ball. Comes off the mound like he's going to third base, anticipating Allen going to third base. What do they always teach you? Get in front of that runner and run him back.
And it was interesting how he turned. Instead of Turning to his right, he turned to his left, and that would have been right into the face of the runner had he broken. This is Michael Brantley, the left fielder, fouls off the first pitch. I tell you what, when you see these pitchers come up, we have seen Pannone, we have seen Baraki, Sean Reed-Foley, Justin Schaefer. All these guys have come up. And it speaks volumes to the work that Vince Horsman has done, Bob Stanley. There's so many guys down in the minor leagues. You go all the way down to Daryl Knowles, who's the rehab pitcher. Jeff Ware is the pitching coordinator. Rick Langford is around. There's so many great pitching coaches, and all of these pitchers have come up, and you can see the work that they have been given and how they have prepared them to pitch in the big leagues.
Details, fundamentals, little things like we just saw, how he came off the mound anticipating that runner possibly going to third base. Field your position. Do all those little things.
That slide is a good pitch for Reed-Foley.
Luke Maley was telling you and I about that. He caught Sean Reed-Foley in that last start at Miami. He said, you know, sometimes I was just using it to get it over early in the count. Sometimes I was using it as a finishing pitch. I thought Luke handled him really well.
Popped up on the infield. And Miss Diaz, the third baseman, calls for it. He makes the catch, and Brentford is retired. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Alex Bregman's in his third season. He came up in 2016 and got into 49 games. But boy, oh boy, each and every year he gets better and better. He leads the American League with 48 doubles. And now he has 30 home runs. What a player.
I gave my booth mates before the game a little trivia question. Who leads the American League in extra base hits? And they came up with Alex Bregman, and they were right. Very quietly. I mean, you hear J.D. Martinez, Mookie Betts, Jose Ramirez, Francisco Lindor. It's Alex Bregman. And he's on his way to a Gold Glove. I think it's going to be between him and Ramirez here, the hitter for the Indians, for the Gold Glove in the American League at third.
Bregman has committed 11 errors. Ramirez has 10 errors, but that's not the sole factor into awarding the Gold Glove. That's a good slider. Here is Jose Ramirez. Hitters have hit 1 for 15 against that slider that Reed-Foley's thrown. They haven't been able to put anything together. Well, he throws that with so much confidence.
Paintage right on the outside corner with just enough movement.
Well, he's got them all set up for an inside fastball. A fastball for the strikeout. Second strikeout of the game. Jose Ramirez is 0 for 2 so far. The Indians score a run, but the Blue Jays have the lead. 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the third.
manager tickets, enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Don't forget to download the MLB Ballpark app today.
That Ballpark app will keep you up to date on everything that's going around at the ballpark and around the leagues. Kendrys Morales reached on the fielder's choice. That was an interesting play. It looked like a typical double play ball, 4-6-3 double play, but he legged it out as they mishandled the pivot at second.
It didn't cost the Indians, but it could have, not turning that double play in the first inning. Here's the shift once again. Everybody on the right side. Kipnis, the second baseman, way out in right field.
1-2. Butko has allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. Richard Dureña with a RBI double, and right behind him, Aledmus Diaz an RBI single. Another fastball too high. Like a straight changeup, and that's exactly what the Indians want to see from Pletko. He threw that very effectively.
Yeah, throw that changeup for strikes. Don't be afraid to put it in the strike zone. He used it after a couple of high fastballs just to change the eye level of Kendrys Morales, then dropped the changeup in there for his 4th strikeout.
If you're the Cleveland Indians and you're trying to encourage a pitcher to throw the changeup, they had a perfect scenario last night with Marco Estrada on the hill for the Blue Jays, and Marco really threw the ball well last night. 103 pitches. His fastball and changeup were perfect. Gave up 2 runs on 5 hits.
I talked to some of the Indians today before batting practice today, and they were looking for it and still couldn't hit it. That's how good his changeup was last night. Looking for it, sitting on it, anticipating it, still couldn't hit it.
Bronco's thrown some of his best games against Cleveland, but he doesn't have a win against them. Back to those 2 great playoff starts against the Indians. He actually outpitched Corey Kluber in game 1 of that championship series and gave up a 2-run home run to Francisco Lindor. Randall Grichuk behind 0-2. Grichuk struck out on a high fastball his first time up. Randall had a double in the 7th inning in last night's game. Drives this one to right field. Melky Cabrera looking up. This ball is gone. Home run for Randall Grichuk, his 20th of the season. And that gives him 3 straight seasons with 20 or more home runs.
Melky Cabrera knew right away that ball was not coming back. You know, it was Grichuk his first time out with that runner at third base where he just popped a fly ball to right field and they could not score a run. This time he drives the ball to right field and out of here for the home run. Estimated at about 356 feet the opposite way, and on a line he hits that back wall beyond the bullpen.
Rowdy Tellez pops it up. First baseman Alonso makes the catch. Tellez retired on 1 pitch. So Grichuk popped out to right and then hits his home run to the opposite field.
An impressive swing, power the other way. The Super Slow-Mo is brought to you by the Samsung S9 and S9 Plus. The camera reimagined. Available now. You know as a hitter when it feels good coming off the bat. And I think Randall Grichuk knew that one was gone.
Grichuk hit a career high 24 home runs in 2016 for the Cardinals. He now has 3 straight seasons of 20 or more home runs. 2 out. Kevin Pillar swings and misses at that slider. Pillar had a double to center field, his only time up. Came around to score the first run of this ball game. Drives this one to right. Cabrera backing up just short of the warning track. Will haul it in for the out. Pilar's retired and ends the inning, but the Blue Jays add to their lead. Randall Grichuk with one out goes opposite field for his 20th home run. That gives him 50 RBIs for the season.
Crowded catching mix, but expect to see plenty of the organization's #1 catching prospect in Danny Jansen and McGuire, the #2, as this season winds down. Manager John Gibbons told me when he was a young 21-year-old backstop called up to the big leagues in 1984 with the Mets, his biggest worry was trying to gain the trust and confidence of an already established rotation that included Ron Darling, Jesse Orozco, and an up-and-comer named Doc Gooden. Gibbons said Jansen and McGuire are fortunate. They already have that with many of the guys they're catching. The fact they've already have history and chemistry and in many cases personal relationships on and off the field gives them a huge advantage, Buck, in transitioning to the big leagues.
Well, it sure does. They have been in spring training with these guys. They have caught them, and they have been embraced by the veterans on this team, something that didn't happen when John Gibbons made his debut in the big leagues.
I asked him about that debut also. He told me it was in Texas and Houston. They were facing the Atlanta Braves. That's what it was. Rick Mailer was pitching, and Mailer's from San Antonio, and he used to throw at John's high school, and they would work out together, and then they met up in the big leagues, and he was the first pitcher he faced at the major league level. He said, I felt a little bit comfortable because I faced him before in the cages. I said, did you get a hit? He said, no, I didn't get a hit. Of course I didn't get a hit. But we won the game, spoken like a true catcher.
Encarnacion gets jammed and hits a two-hopper to the third baseman. One away. I came up to the major leagues as a 20-year-old. And I came up from A-ball the previous season. I was a Rule 5 player, so I went right to the big leagues. And quite honestly, there were guys on my team that I couldn't catch. I physically couldn't catch them.
You'd never seen that before.
I'd never seen breaking balls like that or fastballs like that, but I was 20 years old. I mean, these guys have been exposed to much more intense baseball, even going back to an amateur. Many of them have played on national teams. They've played in great tournaments, area code games. They've all seen these guys in competition, but when I came up in 1969, I mean, I was an outsider. There's no question about it. I was a rookie, and nobody would give you much help.
When you were young, how far did you play outside your city limits? I never played outside my city limits.
I never left California until I signed as a professional.
Yeah.
These guys are playing all across the country, 15, 16 years old. Yonder Alonso swings and misses. It's 1-2 on the Indians' first baseman.
That's why the players, I think, nowadays are so far ahead of players 30, 40 years ago because they're exposed to so much more at an early age.
Years ago, you would go to a ballpark and, first time you'd ever seen a stadium like this. Some of these guys have played in these ballparks before. Area code games and showcases. Reese McGuire played on a national team, Team USA. And there's another good slider from Reed Foley. Boy, he is in a groove now. It's 5 in a row retired by Reed Foley, the strikeout number 3.
Slider down and away to get Alonso, who singled and was thrown out at second base his first time up, trying to stretch that single into a double.
Right fielder Melky Cabrera comes back from that ball in the dirt. Melky came into this game with a hot bat over his last 12 games, hitting .333 with 5 doubles and 6 ribbies. He grounded out the second baseman his first time up. Reed Foley got underneath that pitch. He falls behind 3-0.
2 quick outs now, trying to finish off Melky. He's rushed just a little bit those last couple of pitches. That's better, a little more like it.
Ground ball up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. A 2-out single for Melky Cabrera.
Take on any project with Home Hardware, proud partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Here's how.
A 2-out single to Melky Cabrera. Now Reed Foley will work from the stretch. There's a drive to center field. Pilar is there. Kipnis retired on 1 pitch. Cleveland leaves another base runner on. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Blue Jays up early.
Tomorrow, it's in Omni version as well. Omni has a broadcast in Pinoy. The action gets underway at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time, right here on Omni. Back to you, Bart.
Thank you very much, Hazel. You can see a good crowd on hand today. Beautiful afternoon. Blue Jays have a 3-1 lead. Danny Jansen, the catcher, will lead things off. He takes the first pitch strike. Jansen called out on strikes back in the 2nd. 1 of 4 strikeouts for Plutko. Cleveland's magic number to clinch the division is down to 7. They have won 80 games. Jansen hits a 2-hopper to 3rd. 1 away. You know, you look at Cleveland, and yeah, they're going to win their division, but boy, how do they stack up against the other teams playing for the postseason? they are not as dominant as they were the last couple of years. They certainly don't have the depth in their bullpen that they had the last couple of years, and they don't have that consistent starting pitching, certainly without Trevor Bauer. But you can see the numbers of the Indians against the contenders: Boston, New York, Houston, and Oakland. They're 9-15, and you know, those are the teams they're going to have to beat. They have not pitched well against them. They haven't hit much against them. And look at the run differential. They're minus 30.
Minus 30. They still have a very good team. They have that man right there, Terry Francona, who's been there before. He's been in the wars. I think they have to get healthy. And if they get Andrew Miller back, and if Trevor Bauer comes back and they put him in the bullpen. Remember, this team, the Indians, went to the World Series without Danny Salazar and Carlos Carrasco and Michael Brantley. Terry Francona and Brad Mills really guiding them into the World Series, and they came that close to winning it all. But if they get healthy and they get a Josh Donaldson back, and Josh is healthy, he's going to add to that bat. That run differential is not going to be minus 30.
Richard Urania pops it up down the left field line. Ramirez, the third baseman, stays with it and makes the catch in foul territory.
If the season ended today, they would be playing Houston in the division series. The wild cards would be the Yankees in Oakland, and then the winner of that would play Boston. Cleveland would play Houston. I think any way you slice it, it's going to be an unbelievable playoffs. There are some really good teams.
A lot of good teams in the playoffs, and when you look at that Indians team, they had that great season in 16 in the postseason, and they lost a heartbreaker to the Cubs in the World Series in Game 7. But Terry Francona is a good leader.
Yeah, this team last year, remember, was up 2-0 against the Yankees in the division series and ended up losing. The Yankees took Houston all the way to the finals in the ALCS. I mean, they were a good team last year that I thought had the Yankees beat.
In that series, Cleveland shut out the Yankees in Game 1, 4-0, and then they won Game 2, 9-8 in 13 innings. And then New York came back and won 1-0 in Game 3. Masahiro Tanaka was terrific in that game. That was a great playoff game.
Lindor hit the grand slam. Remember that? That was a big home run late in Cleveland, and they ended up coming back and winning Game 2 up 2-0. Like, all they have to do is win one more game, and they couldn't do it.
Yankees won the decisive Game 5, 5-2. Changeup. Butko's used that changeup very effectively this afternoon. Fly ball toward the alley, and that's going to split the outfielders and go up against the wall, bounces over the fence for a ground rule double. He went back to that changeup, and it proved costly as Aledmus Diaz is 2 for 2.
Yeah, his first time up, he hit an off-speed pitch where he stayed back just long enough. Was able to hit a ball down the left field line. They doubled up on that changeup, came right back with it, and Diaz watched the hand stay back long enough to get enough of that barrel to the baseball. Changeup, the body stayed back long enough, and he hit that one-handed and bounced it over the wall in left field for an extra base hit.
That double is his 20th double of the season. Billy McKinney, the leadoff man. McKinney is 1 for 2. He lined out sharply to the center fielder in the second. Blue Jays lead at 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Fly ball, not that deep. Craig Allen, the center fielder, waits on it. That'll end the inning. The Blue Jays get a 2-out double. They strand the base runner in scoring position. We'll go to the 5th. The Blue Jays lead at 3-1. Now time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell with Kevin Barker from the Samsung Broadcast Studio.
Get out of here. Gone. Get up, ball. Get up. Get out of here. Gone.
One more sleep. Junior J's Back to School Day presented by Boston Pizza. Sunday, tomorrow, September 9th. The first 20,000 fans, and not just the little ones, will receive a Buck Martinez get-up alarm clock. Then watch your Blue Jays host Cleveland one final time. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
Roberto Perez jumps on the first pitch and hits it out of the ballpark. A first pitch fastball. Perez jumps all over it. That's just his second home run of the season. And it's cut into the Blue Jays lead. It's now 3-2.
He has scored both runs this afternoon for the Indians. Oh, he didn't wait around at all. He figured he was going to get a fastball. First pitch from Sean Reed Foley. It was elevated. And Roberto Perez with just his second home run. See, he gets under that ball just a little bit. It's about belt high, inner half.
Greg Allen takes a fastball for a strike. Roberto Perez, a pretty good backup catcher for his career. That's his 21st career home run. Last year he hit 8, a career high. And that's what you want from your catcher. Good job behind the plate and occasionally run into one.
That's why they can trade their #1 prospect to as a catcher. They get a lot of production from he and Yan Gomes.
Gomes hit a home run in last night's game. Gomes has 13 home runs, and now Perez has hit his second. Allen turns on that inside pitch. Allen has been up and down 3 different times with the Indians, and of course the Indians lost a very good defensive player in Leonis Martin, who had a viral infection, and he was very seriously sick. And it was fortunate he was in Cleveland because he was able to go to the Cleveland Clinic and they helped him recover, but he is done for the season.
That's right. They diagnosed the problem, got him on medications, and it really saved his life. He is done for the season, but they think he'll play baseball again next year for him. He was a key for them, I thought, playing in the outfield. They need good defense in center field, and he was one of the best. So Greg Allen takes over out there. He and Rajay Davis, maybe even Jason Kipnis might be sharing center field.
Many of the Indians are wearing the initials LM with number 13 on their hat to honor Leonis Martin. That's going to slice away from McKinney and reach the seats.
They also have a young player named Bradley Zimmer, who's a very good young talent, former first-round draft pick who's lost for the season with an injury.
Yeah, he underwent shoulder surgery, and Zimmer is out for the year as well. A couple of outfielders they were counting heavily on. Zimmer's just 25 years old.
Could run. He could really run and play center field.
Full count to Allen. Harry Francona has always been the manager, says, hey, we can't worry about what we don't have. We have to deal with what we have. And he's done a nice job of mixing and matching in the absence of some of his key players. He's in his 6th season as the manager of the Cleveland Indians.
He's one of the best. Everywhere he goes, he seems to win. The players love him. He's a Hall of Famer for me.
Allen draws the walk. A 3-2 slider, and that'll put him on, and that'll turn the lineup over and bring Francisco Lindor to the plate. Lindor has grounded out twice so far this afternoon, but he's always a dangerous hitter.
This is home runs as a shortstop. He's hit 33, but 32 of them has come as a shortstop. Trevor Story, Manny Machado, and Didi Gregorius, the 4 highest home run hitting shortstops in all of baseball. Just part of 74 extra base hits for Lindor this year, the 3rd most in the American League.
We mentioned Lindor for a 2nd straight season has hit 30 or more home runs and 40 or more doubles. A terrific combination There have only been 4 shortstops in history. Excuse me, 4 other shortstops. Tejada, Garcia-Parra, Alex Rodriguez, and Cal Ripken Jr. They have 30 more home runs and 40 more doubles. 0-1. Cleveland had 4 stolen bases in the game last night. 14th time this season they've had multiple stolen bases in a game.
And Greg Allen can run. He leads all major league rookies with 15 stolen bases. They could start him at some point in this count.
Not running here. Fly ball to center field, not deep. Allen's going back to first to tag up. Pilar camps under it, and he will fire it back in quickly to keep Allen at first. So Lindor is 0 for 3 this afternoon, and he's 0 for his last 9. And a great start to this series. He went 4 for 5 in the opener with a pair of home runs.
Yeah, got underneath that one. Looked like he was trying to launch it into the stands, but got underneath it.
Justin Schaefer starting to loosen up for the Blue Jays. Sean Reed Foley, 88 pitches to this point. He threw 21 pitches in the first inning, and that got him off to kind of a rocky start, but boy, he settled in after that. He gave up a leadoff home run to Roberto Perez in this inning. Michael Brantley has walked and popped out.
Yeah, approaching 90 pitches now. So he's approaching the end of the line. Work your way through this. Figure out a way to get these hitters out. That's a good start. A breaking ball when you're behind.
High fly ball deep to right. Grichuk back at the wall, at the track. This ball is gone. Michael Brantley, his first start in the series, continues to wear out the Blue Jays. Brantley with his 6th career home run against the Jays, and that gives the Indians a 4-3 lead, a 2-run home run.
You mentioned he was a .375 career hitter against the Jays. Over 400 in this ballpark, and he does it again. Got under that fastball just a little bit. It elevated, got over the middle of the plate. 2nd home run this inning. Out over the plate, Michael Brantley with number 15 on the season.
Brantley's had quite a season. 2 RBIs, gives him 72. No stride whatsoever, just used his hands to drive this ball out of the ballpark.
Quiet. He's a quiet hitter. Not a lot of excess movement. Just get it out there. Of course, his father was a very good player and a very good batting coach with the Blue Jays.
Soft liner into the glove of the 3rd baseman, Aledmys Diaz, off the bat of Jose Ramirez. Michael Brantley playing in his 10th season with Cleveland. He led the American League in doubles in 2015. He won a Silver Slugger Award in 2014. And he's been a 3-time All-Star.
I think he was 3rd in MVP voting that year in 2014. Had a huge year.
Mike Trout, Victor Martinez, and Michael Brantley. 1, 2, 3 in the MVP voting that season. 2 down for Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Top of the 5th inning, 4-3 Cleveland. Fastball off the plate, 3-0 now. Well, we have seen this for years. You know, Encarnacion's got the green light.
Yeah, and if he does, he might come out of his shoes to swing.
Ball 4 outside. Now Encarnacion draws a 2-out walk.
Pete Walker's going to come out, try to settle him down just a little bit. I like it. Work your way through these problems. These are great learning experiences and great teaching tools for a young pitcher.
You're right. This is where you're going to finish the process of developing major league players. This year in AAA, Reed Foley was 7-4 in 15 starts. He was 5-0 at AA to start the season. He's 1-2 in 3 previous starts coming into this game in the major leagues. The 4 walks, a season high for Reed Foley, and it's just his 4th start. He walked 1 in his last game and struck out 10 over 7 innings, picking up his first big league win. That was against Miami. There's a strike, ball and a strike to Yonder Alonso, the first baseman.
Keep that ball away from him. He likes that ball in. Hit a single down the right field line, his first at bat.
Reed Foley has a very good slider. We have seen that consistently from him this afternoon. From time to time, his fastball will get away from him. Got underneath that pitch and threw it up and away.
Yeah, that was by design. They wanted that fastball up and away, but it's not really a competitive pitch. You know, when you throw it that high and away, it just does nothing for that batter.
That slider is bounced foul wide at first.
You know what it does is it gives the batter confidence. You know, it's 1-2 and you throw a pitch that high and away, and as a hitter, you're like, okay, now it's 2-2. He's losing his fastball. I'm going to be okay.
Two-2 pitch. Outside, full count, 2 outs. Reed Foley is in his 5th pro season. He has thrown just over 500 innings in total in professional baseball. You can see there's some room to grow. There goes Encarnacion. The ball is fouled, and he'll go back to first.
Confidence to throw that slider 3-2.
Just about 50-50 balls and strikes today. His pitch count up to 105.
It was 70% in that start in Miami. 70% strike percentage.
Encarnacion will be off and moving on the pitch. There he goes. Ball 4 outside. That's 5 walks now, and that's going to be it for Sean Reed Foley. 3 walks in the inning to go along with 2 home runs, and wheels kind of fell off here in the 5th. Roberto Perez hit the first pitch of the inning out of the ballpark. And then Michael Brantley hit a 2-run home run. And now he has walked back-to-back, hit his 3rd walk in the inning, 5th in the game. So his day will come to an end here in the 5th with 2 outs. Cleveland has taken the lead. They lead at 4-3. Sean Reed Foley out of the game. Justin Schaefer into the ball game with 2 outs. We'll come back. Into this ball game, he'll make his 5th appearance of the season. He has not given up a run yet. 6 innings of work, and the opponents have hit just 143 against him.
Yeah, one of those appearances, his last appearance was on Thursday versus the Indians. An inning, a couple of hits, an unearned run given up. Fastball, and he could also sink it. He's got a slider. Trying to finish off this inning for the Blue Jays.
Schaefer came up on the 19th of August and spent about a week with the Blue Jays. It's his 5th pro season. He was drafted out of the University of Florida, an 8th round pick in 2014. Made his debut on the 19th of August, as we mentioned, at New York against the Yankees. His first big league strikeout was Gleyber Torres. And he misses with the third pitch. It's 3-0 to Melky Cabrera.
Set up in the middle of the plate. He's got that sinker and it's working. It's just falling off the plate. Like Sean Foley, he started this year in AA. Started with New Hampshire and made up the AAA, and here he is in the big leagues.
First 4 pitches to roll balls, and that walk will load the bases. That's the 4th walk of the inning. So Encarnacion is at third base, Alonso at second, and now Melky Cabrera at first. Bases loaded for Jason Kipnis.
And if you're Jason Kipnis, you sat over there on that on-deck circle and you saw him miss with four wide ones. You've never faced him before.
Danny Jansen calls a slider. It bounces in the dirt. So Kipnis, the 9th Indian to bat this inning.
I think you have to take a strike. That's 5 pitches, 5 of them missing the strike zone. Kipnis has been a good hitter with runners in scoring position this year and throughout his whole career.
That went almost back to the backstop. Cleveland has drawn 6 walks so far this afternoon, and 4 of those have been here in the 5th inning. Cleveland has taken a 4-3 lead. 1 career grand slam for Kipnis. Schaefer still can't find the strike zone.
You might take 2 now. They were threatening all game last night. The Indians, they actually left 13 runners on base last night. They just couldn't come up with that big hit to help them win the game.
A bases loaded walk will force in a run. Schaefer has yet to throw a strike, and he's hearing it from the crowd. Encarnacion walks his way all around the bases. Pete Walker, the pitching coach, out to try to help out Schaefer. So Encarnacion scores.
Blue Jays can't defend that. Edwin walks. And you're right, walks all the way around the bases. Okay, now you're Roberto Perez. You hit the first pitch of this inning for a home run. You've just seen 8 straight pitches miss the strike zone. What do you do?
I got to look for a strike right down the middle. Mark Leiter Jr. starting to loosen up.
And if he throws it there, really try and do some damage. Again, he's already homered this inning.
5 walks in the inning. Perez batting for a second time takes ball 1. Ball 2. Leiter's going to have to get ready in a hurry. Schaefer has yet to throw a strike.
10 in a row. I think if you're Roberto Perez, you have to take a pitch down. Danny Jansen does the right thing here. He's going to buy some time for Leiter to get loose. He's going to go out there and talk to his battery mate. They've tried fastballs He's missed that. They've tried some sliders to get him over that baseball. Now you just have to take a deep breath, go behind the mound, take a deep breath, and just throw one. Just concentrate right on that mitt. It's the only thing you're thinking about. There you go. There's your deep breath right there.
Two and 0. There's a strike, and the crowd responds accordingly. Pulling for the youngster. 2-1 now to Perez. Deep fly ball to center field. Pilar racing back. It's over his head off the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And here comes Kipnis all the way around from first. He will score. And Roberto Perez has driven in 4 runs in this inning. A solo home run and a bases clearing double.
What an inning for the starting catcher. What a game. He walked and scored his first time up, homered to lead off this inning. Now he knows he's going to get another fastball. 2-1, and he clocks it to center field. Kevin Pilar back. We've seen him make these catches time and time again, but he can't come up with this one. That hit right there from Perez clears the bases.
A 7-run inning for Cleveland. Greg Allen walked. He takes the ball outside. Ball and a strike now to the center fielder. Another ball outside. It's 2-1. There's a drive to right field. Grichuk is there, and that'll end the inning. But what an inning it was. Cleveland scores 7 runs in the top of the 5th. Roberto Perez hit the first pitch of the inning out of the ballpark for his 2nd home run of the season. And then Blue Jay killer Michael Brantley hit a 2-run home run. Big inning as the Indians take an 8-3 lead.
One of TV's community partners. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the ballgame.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, the Indians put up a 7 spot in the top of the 5th. They've taken an 8-3 lead. But there's plenty of time for the Blue Jays to come back, and they will start with the number 2 hitter, Luis Gurriel Jr., then Morales and Grichuk. Adam Pletko has finally gotten some run support. Cleveland has scored 8 runs on just 6 hits. Base on balls have been a real problem for the Blue Jays in this game so far.
5 walks for Sean Reed-Foley. 4 of them came around to score. Pletko been getting about 2 runs of support, now has 8 to work with, but he still has to finish the 5th inning to qualify for the W.
Uriel tried to check his swing and went around. He saw that high slider, already committed to it. As you see, double barrel action for Cleveland. Tyler Olson, the lefty, Dan Ochero, the right-hander. One-two pitch. Breaking ball, foul, out of play.
The Jays have put up some good at-bats against Pletko. He's made pitches, and they've just been able to foul him off. Gurriel had a bunt hit his first time up.
High fly ball left field. Brantley back. He's got room right in front of the scoreboard, and he'll make the catch. Gurriel's retired for the first out here in the 5th. Henrys Morales, a DH.
His last time out, Pletko threw 6 innings. That was versus Kansas City. He also had 8 strikeouts, but still lost that game. Struggling to get through 5 innings this afternoon against the Blue Jays.
When Pletko left that game, he was trailing 4-0. As we had talked about the fact they haven't scored many runs when he's on the mound. Changeup is down low for ball 2. It's 2-0. Now 3-0. Remember, the Indians have a lefty and a righty standing by down in their bullpen. High strike. 3-1 now. Randall Grichuk is on deck. He homered back in the 3rd, an opposite field home run off Pletko. Morales goes after that fastball.
Might have did him a favor swinging that ball 4. Hasn't been able to get that fastball down in this at bat. Maybe they're trying to work upstairs against Kendrys. Sitting on 21 home runs.
Fly ball to left field, not that deep. Brantley, the left fielder, calls for it and makes the catch. 2 fly ball outs here in the 5th. So Pletko now on our way from completing 5 innings. Randall Grichuk, the home run, his 20th of the season. He also has now 50 RBIs. Batting .245. First pitch breaking ball, he fouls back.
Yeah, it took a little something off, and he knew that Randall was going to be ready to swing after he homered his last time up. 46 extra base hits now for Grichuk. Seems like 42 of them have come since he's come off the disabled list. He's a different hitter. When the calendar turned to the month of June when he came off the disabled list.
Even early in the season when Grichuk was really scuffling, the Blue Jays were confident he was going to work his way out of it. The one thing they kept talking about was the exit velocity. He was hitting the ball hard and just not getting much to show for it.
Made a couple adjustments in his swing, so he stays inside the ball. It felt like he was going around the ball too much, and it was making his swing very long. Remember, they were pounding him up in the strike zone with fastballs, and he couldn't catch up to them.
Got a fastball to hit there and fouled it back. Randall is 27 years old. They just turned 27 on the 13th of August. So he is in the prime of his career. Remember, Grichuk was a #1 pick of the Angels in 2009. He was traded to St. Louis in November of 2013. Hits this one high and deep. Get up, ball. Get out of here. This one's going to go. God, home run for Grichuk. His second of the afternoon. Boy, he sat on that breaking ball and hammered it over the fence and left.
He has had some good at-bats. You could just tell he's going to do something. And when Plutko tried to change up on him by throwing that breaking ball, he sat back, let that thing break, and hit that one a long way. His first home run went to right field. Here's the breaking ball. The cement mixer stayed right in the middle of the plate, and Randall goes down and hits that one a long way.
His 4th multi-home run game of his career. He has hit 2. Now he's got 21 for the season. He is just 3 shy of his career high, 24. Rowdy Tellez is 0 for 2 so far. He hasn't hit a double yet. What's up with that?
He needs a hit. Every hit that he gets is for extra bases.
Takes the changeup. It's 2 balls and a strike. Tellez has struck out and popped out. It's an 8-4 game. Certainly plenty of time for the Blue Jays to get back in this thing. Fly ball deep to center field. Allen's on the run. Get up, ball. Get out of here. God! How about a first major league home run for Rowdy Tellez?
All this guy does is hit extra bases. 6 doubles and now his first big league homer.
His father Greg here to watch this great weekend for Rowdy Tellez.
That ball shot out of a cannon. That's what it looked like coming off the bat. It just kept going and going. A line drive that just took off.
Look at them giving him the silent treatment. They can't stay silent for long. Rowdy Tellez says, you know what? I'll enjoy it myself, but they'll break down. And here they come. They just can't stand it. Look at them. Terrific week. The Indians is Dan Otero, and just like that, it's a new ball game. 8-3 Cleveland. Otero, his second appearance in this series.
Yeah, you score 7. We've got the firepower to get back into it. A couple of home runs, and now Otero trying to finish off this 5th inning. Lucko couldn't get through 5 innings. The veteran, all this guy does is just throw strikes.
Not overpowering. He can locate his pitches. He will come at you and throw a lot of strikes. Misses the outside corner. 1-1 to Pilar. Kevin doubled and scored in the second. He's 1 for 2. Terry Francona not hesitating at all to make a pitching change here. Adam Plutko could not complete 5 innings, and he knows that there's a lot of emotion, a lot of momentum across the diamond with the Blue Jays and all these young players that have come up here in September.
Yeah, they're not going to sit down. They're going to battle you all the way through 9 innings. That's what young players do.
Drive in the alley, and this ball's going to get down for Pilar, up against the base of the wall. His second double of the afternoon, his 37th of the season. That ties his career high in doubles.
Does Kevin look good at the plate or what? He won the game yesterday with a laser into the stands for a home run, and this is his second double of this afternoon. Compact, and that ball is jumping off of his bat.
Pilar is 4 for his last 5 now.
And they're all line drive. That's his first career hit off of Dan Otero.
So now the rookie catcher, Danny Jansen. Boy, this inning has certainly taken the sting out of the top half of the inning. Back-to-back two-out home runs by Grichuk and Tellez, and now Pilar with a two-out double in Plutko. Out of the ball game before he could qualify with 5 innings. The Blue Jays now with 10 hits. Danny Jansen is 0 for 2. Rowdy Tellez with his first big league home run. Randall Grichuk with his 4th multi-home run game. It's an 8-5 Cleveland lead, but it certainly feels like it's in jeopardy.
Yes, slugfest. The team with the last at bat might have the advantage.
Jansen fouls off that fastball.
Otero has been around for a while. He's been through these types of wars. He started in the Giants organization. He's pitched with the Athletics. This is his 3rd season with the Cleveland Indians. He's just going to mix speeds, change up, little sinker slider. He's going to be around the plate. I like the approach that the Jays have had against him this afternoon. Be ready to swing it.
Ground ball up the middle. Lindor ranging to his left. Fires in time to end the inning. But Rowdy Tellez hits his first big league home run. He goes back to back with Randall Grichuk, a deep drive to center field. He has cut into that Indians lead. It is now 8-5 Cleveland.
He said that for a 19-year-old, what he says and what he does, he's keenly aware of that it not only affects the team, but it also affects the organization as well. Meacham said Guerrero Jr. leads, and not just with his bat. For a big guy, you see him running hard out of the box. He goes on and takes extra bases, and his teammates, they all see that. He ran almost every ball out. There was one time Meacham said he didn't, and he told him, look, that's your mulligan. Meacham explained to Vladdy that you run out every ball, not just in case someone drops it, but you're establishing a habit that could help the Blue Jays one day. One of your teammates sees that the organization's #1 prospect is doing it, then everyone else follows suit. Not only is Vladdy Jr. continuing to develop as a prolific hitter, he was named the Baseball America Minor League Player of the Year, but Buck, he's also turning into a very good leader.
Well, that's the goal of all this development the Blue Jays minor league system has placed on Guerrero. They want him to be a leader, they want him to be a good player, and obviously a lot of fans are starting to pay attention to him. Mark Leiter Jr. comes on now, and it's a 3-run ball game. He is making his 15th appearance of the season.
Blue Jays used 7 relievers in yesterday's ball game, 5 relievers in Thursday's game against Cleveland. One of those relievers was Mark Leiter. This is his second go-round against Cleveland in this series. The veteran has been out there before, split some time between the Phillies, now with the Blue Jays.
Mark Leiter Jr. is 27 years old. Blue Jays picked him up on waivers from Philadelphia. Francisco Lindor is 0 for 3 so far this afternoon. You got to keep the Blue Jays momentum intact. Throw up a 0 here in this half inning. Fly ball to right field. Grichuk backing up. He's got plenty of room. Lindor flies out to start the inning.
This 4K broadcast is brought to you by the Samsung QLED TV. See nothing else.
One away here in the top of the 6th. Boy, this is a big inning for the Blue Jays to stay in this ball game.
Try to have a quick inning. 1, 2, 3. That hasn't happened for either team this afternoon. A 3 up, 3 down inning. The hitters have brought their hitting shoes this afternoon.
Just one of those days. Michael Brantley has homered. There have been 5 homers in this game this afternoon. Brantley hit a 2-run home run in the 5th. Three and 0 now.
He is such a good hitter. He'll take a strike. He's not afraid to hit with 1 strike or even 2 strikes. He might want to see what Mark Leiter has, and you can see he was taking that pitch all the way.
Three 1 now. Brantley's in the 2 spot in the lineup. Jose Ramirez will bat next. And top of the order, you need to shut them down and get your hitters back to the plate quickly.
Done a good job the last 2 nights shutting down Lindor after what we saw on Thursday. He looked like he was going to have a huge series. Done a good job. 0 for 4 again this afternoon.
Brantley fouls it back. It's now a full count. He bounced it in front of home and walks Brantley. 1 out walk. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Garcia threw just 23 pitches and recorded just 1 out in that game. Jose Ramirez takes the first pitch strike from Leiter. The Jays have done a good job on Lindor and Ramirez the last 2 nights. Lindor got him on Thursday night with 4 hits and 2 home runs. It's a different story last night and this afternoon.
They both came into this game tied for 3rd in the American League for extra base hits.
There's a pop-up in shallow left field. Long run from McKinney, and that's going to drop. McKinney was deep, and Ramirez hit a pop-up. That ball was up there a long time, and Billy McKinney wasn't able to get very close to it.
Yeah, not sure if he didn't read it off the bat or lost it momentarily in the sky. Starting to become twilight here, right off the end of the bat for Jose Ramirez, and Billy McKinney broke back, and now he has to come in and play it on a bounce.
Ramirez is 3 for 14 so far in this series. There's a big at bat now. Edwin Encarnacion steps to the plate with 2 on and 1 out. First pitch outside.
Sitting on 29 home runs, trying to hit the 30 home run plateau again.
Off the plate outside.
We had that shot of the defense playing him to pull, but I would pitch him away. We have seen it, you and I have seen it too many times, of pitchers trying to challenge him inside, and what he does with that baseball. You can see the Blue Jays, 3 infielders on the left side. Just pitch away from his power.
Ground ball, fair ball. Diaz didn't know it was a fair ball, and now the throw is wide of the mark. He anticipated it was going to be called foul, and he just nonchalantly went into foul ground and then realized it was a fair ball.
And by the time he had to set his feet to throw the ball across the diamond, they can't get an out anywhere.
He's guarding the line, and that ball is called fair, and you can see Diaz, watch where the ball hits. He thought it was a foul ball. He anticipated the call from the third base umpire, Alan Porter, but Porter called it fair. It'll be an air charge to Diaz. Boy, it went right over the corner of the base.
Right over the corner of the base.
Yonder Alonso fouls it off. Boy, that was a tough play. That could have been 2 had he come up with it and fired to second.
2 or even 1 somewhere, getting it out somewhere, and that's, you know, unfamiliar, not real familiar play in that position at third base. Thought that ball was going to be called foul. Brantley at third base now, with the Blue Jays pulled on the other side of the infield, can come down that line as far as he wants.
Curveball misses. It's a ball and a strike to the first baseman, Alonso. Yeah, that ball, once Diaz caught it, was going to be 1 out for sure, and potentially could have been an inning-ending double play, but it's the first error Diaz has committed at third. This is his 16th game at third base. He's now committed 8 errors on the season. Off the plate. Has really put Leiter in a tough spot now. Facing a tough left-handed hitter in Alonso with the bases loaded.
Encarnacion hit it hard, but Blue Jays couldn't turn that ball into an out. Now he's looking for a ground ball.
Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Home for 1, and that's all they'll get. Leiter kind of threw a changeup to Danny Jansen, and Jansen had to make sure he grabbed it. It was wide of home plate. Jansen was able to get the force out.
Yeah, it was offline, but that's a double play. One hopper comebacker, and Jansen, he's going to touch with his right foot. He's anticipating the ball on the inside where he can catch it, create a lane to make the throw, but when he had to reach back, that just messed everything up, the timing and everything, and Blue Jays can only get one out.
Boy, a couple of very unusual plays, and the Blue Jays still in a jam here. 2 outs with the bases loaded. Melky Cabrera takes a first pitch strike. Ramirez now at third, Encarnacion at second, and Alonso at first. 0-1 on Cabrera. Taylor Guerreri loosening up for the Blue Jays. As Pat mentioned, the bullpen got overworked last night. They went deep into their bullpen. 7 relievers pitched last night for the Blue Jays. That's a strike right on the corner.
14 pitching changes the first 3 games of this series. Melky thought that ball was off the plate. You know, if you stay out there, he's liable to shoot a ball to left field. So you got to change up on him. You got to move the ball around the strike zone.
1-2. Breaking ball, and here comes a runner from third, and he's going to score. Boy, what a heads-up break by Ramirez. That ball didn't go very far away from home plate, but Jose Ramirez read it in the dirt and broke immediately.
Yeah, if you hesitate for 1 second, there's no way you're going to score. He read curveball in the dirt, and he was going to take a chance. Remember, he can get down that line as far as he wants because the Blue Jays are in the shift. And he scores.
Well,
Heads up play.
Reacts immediately and breaks for home. And by the time Leiter got the ball and put the tag, it was too late. Heads up play by Ramirez.
Yeah, you got to know your own speed, and he read that with his speed he could score. Big run.
Encarnacion moves to third on the play. Ball 3, full count. So first and third, 2 outs. The runner at first, Yonder Alonso, can be moving on the pitch, and Encarnacion will stay put at third.
Rowdy Tellez is now going to move behind that runner.
Ball 4 to Cabrera. That'll reload the bases here. So Cleveland will make a move here as Brandon Barnes has taken over as a pinch runner at first base for Melky Cabrera.
Getting late into the game, a little bit better defense.
Jason Kipnis had a bases loaded walk his last time up, forced in a run. Blue Jays have issued 9 walks this afternoon.
They had a bat around inning last inning. They've had a bat around inning this inning.
Kipnis hits it in the air. Urania, the second baseman, out into the outfield, waits for it, and Kipnis is retired. But the Indians get another run. They get one back. It's 9-5 as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
change all across Canada. And all season long, we celebrate unstoppable kids in Jays Care programs. Visit jayscare.com/unstoppablekids to support and learn more.
Thank you very much, Hazel. A good crowd on hand as Brandon Barnes takes over in right field. He came on as a pinch runner, running for Melky Cabrera. Richard Ureña will lead things off for the Blue Jays. Dan Otero came into the game and got the final out of the bottom of the fifth. He gave up a double to Pilar, but then got Jansen to ground out. Bounced off home plate. It's 0-2 on Ureña. Dan Otero in relief of Adam Plutko. Plutko could go just 4 2/3. Plutko gave up back-to-back home runs to Randall Grichuk and Rowdy Tellez in the 5th. And then they made the pitching change.
Yeah, and it is September baseball. There are some extra arms out there.
Ureña hits a 2-hopper to second, 1 away.
The 2018 Civic Type R, like no Honda you've ever seen.
Cleveland with double barrel action again this inning. Tyler Olson on the left-hander. Neil Ramirez, the right-hander.
Yeah, that's what I was saying there, that it is September baseball. And they have some extra arms, but they only have 9 relievers.
Ledmus Diaz flies out to the right fielder. Barnes, 2 quick outs here in the 6th.
We have seen teams with as many as 14 relievers here in the month of September to try and get the matchups that they need.
But Terry Francona, in discussion with Carl Willis, the pitching coach, they're on the bench behind Brad Mills. And they're talking about where they're at in the lineup and how they're going to utilize the rest of this bullpen. 4th and final game of the series tomorrow. Mike Clevenger will be starting for the Indians against a former Indian farmhand, Thomas Pannone.
Should be fun.
Billy McKinney fouls enough. McKinney is 1 for 3. He had an infield single in the 1st inning. Well, the Blue Jays had back-to-back singles to start the bottom of the 1st inning. They couldn't cash in as Adam Plutko pitched out of that 1st inning jam. There's a base hit for McKinney. Barnes, a good outfielder, gets over and cuts it off. Oh, Barnes did a good job. That ball looked like it had a chance to get past the right fielder for extra bases.
Yeah, Brandon Barnes was an International League All-Star. Yeah, Terry Francona brought him into this game first as a pinch runner, second to have better defense. This ball looked like it was heading up the gap for extra bases until Barnes got over there, cut the ball off, and held him to a single.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr. goes after that high fastball. Gurriel is 1 for 3. There's a drive down the right side. That's a fair ball. Up against the wall. McKinney's headed for 3rd. Gurriel's headed for 2nd. A 2-out double for Gurriel.
This game is far from over, if you ask me. 2 very quick outs, and then the Blue Jays turn the lineup over, and just like that, they've got 2 more runners in scoring position, and Kendrys Morales up to the plate. Otero tries to go fastball away. Gurriel, look at that swing. Away, and he hits it on a line to right field. McKinney's thinking about scoring with 2 outs. And Barnes, again, right into the game, plays it perfectly off the wall to get it back in and hold him at 3rd base.
First pitch is outside to Kendrys Morales. Morales is 0 for 3.
Straightening up the defense now. We have seen Morales with 3 infielders on the right side. Cleveland has changed up on him.
Morales went after that changeup from Otero. Blue Jays with 12 hits now. Cleveland just 7. But the Blue Jays pitchers have walked 9 Indian batters. Outside.
You know, if he finds his way on base right here and loads him up, Randall Grichuk with a couple of home runs already would represent the tying run. That's what I mean by it's far from over.
Another changeup, a swing and a miss. It's 2-2 now. Grichuk, his 4th career multi-home run game. Hit one in the 3rd, hit one in the 5th. Full count. Well, you know that Otero's got to be thinking about throwing him another off-speed pitch.
He's not throwing him a fastball. There's no way he's going to throw him a fastball. He'll throw him that changeup or something off speed, and if he walks him, he ends up walking him.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a drive. This is going to be a fair ball. It's going to score 2. Up against the wall. Barnes will play it back in, and Morales has delivered. He got the changeup and stayed on it. These Blue Jays just won't go away.
Not at all. 2 quick outs, and McKinney, it looked like it was just going to be a harmless single with 2 outs, and the Blue Jays have cashed 2 of them in already. Kendrys Morales, he gets that changeup again. You knew a 3rd time's a charm for Kendrys. He rips that ball into the corner. 2 more RBIs. That gives him 57 and pulls the Blue Jays even closer.
2 outs and nobody on. McKinney singled, Gurriel doubled, and now Morales delivers a 2-run single to right. The Blue Jays scored 2 runs with 2 outs in the 5th when Grichuk and Tellez went back-to-back.
Yeah, never out of it. The Indians' relief pitching, they're 13th in the American League in earned run average. It's not the same shutdown type of bullpen that Terry Francona has had in the last few years.
Randall Grichuk takes the first pitch upstairs. Randall, 2 home runs so far. He's never had 3 homers in a game. Drives this one, and this is going to get down in front of Brantley. Morales is headed for 3rd. Randall Grichuk with his 3rd hit of the afternoon. 4 straight 2-out hits for the Blue Jays here in the 6th.
And they have good at-bats against Dan Otero. That's got to be it for him. Terry Francona sees the same thing. A lot of comfort in the swings of the Blue Jays with 2 outs here. So he's got to make a pitching change.
Well, Terry Francona, a long walk to the mound. The Blue Jays trailed by 2. They have 2 aboard. Otero is out of the game. Rowdy Tellez is the batter. He homered in the 5th. His last time up, Tyler Olson. The lefty will come on to face Tellez with 2 outs and 2 on in this 2-run game. fifth inning, his 7th hit. This is a beautiful swing back in the 5th.
Yeah, and all of them are extra base hits. That ball's away from him. He's got power the other way. Look at that laser into the center field bleachers. His teammates mug at him when he gets into that dugout, but he's got home run power.
Tellez is on a historic run here. His home run was his 7th extra base hit in his 4th major league game. The first time that's ever happened since 1913.
So Terry Francona says, I can't have a right-hander face him. So I'm going to bring in the left-hander. This is Tyler Olson, 36 games. Fastball, curveball, changeup from the left-hander.
Big breaking ball. Tellez faced Oliver Perez in the 9th inning in that tie game last night. Perez struck him out on 3 breaking balls. Another breaking ball last night after the game. Rowdy's father, Greg, said you were trying to do too much against that lefty. Stay on that breaking ball. That's what you're going to get when they make a move to bring the lefty into the game.
He was trying to go out and get it instead of letting that ball come to him. You can bet he's going to get a boatload of breaking balls here. That's the 3rd one.
3-0. Kevin Pillar is on deck. Pillar has 2 doubles. Good fatherly advice working so far.
Yeah, look how calm and slow the at-bat is. Olson much better against left-handers than right-handers. They're only hitting .213 from the left side.
There's a fastball.
This might be just one at-bat for Olson. Just face the left-hander with Pillar, who's swinging a hot bat on deck.
Blue Jays trail by 2. Gonna get a fastball. Fouls it off. Well, now what do you look for?
The baseball. I can't look for a certain pitch here. You know, Rowdy, he's only been in the big leagues for a week. I think you just look for a pitch. Don't look for the baseball, just look for the ball.
Didn't take long to become a fan favorite for Rowdy Tellez. Full count, 2 outs. Grichuk will be moving from first. Outside, ball 4. That'll load the bases. Good at bat by Tellez. So here comes Terry Francona again. Olson couldn't get Tellez. He walks him to load the bases. Remember, all of this started with 2 outs and nobody on. Billy McKinney singled, Gurriel doubled, Morales with a 2-run single, Grichuk with a single, Tellez walks, Olson is out, Neil Ramirez is in, Kevin Pillar the batter. The Blue Jays threatening to get back in this game. was singled off Ramirez, and then Ramirez was able to strike out Diaz and get Urania to end the inning.
Yeah, and send it to extra innings where the Blue Jays would win when Pilar came back up with the walk-off home run. Neil Ramirez, there are the numbers in 40 games for the right-hander.
Two outs. Pilar takes the first pitch in the dirt. Kevin has 2 doubles this afternoon. He's 2 for 3. He has tied his career high with 37 doubles. Morales with a 2-run singles at third. Grichuk, his 3rd hit, a single. He's now at second, and Tellez drew a walk. The bases are loaded. Upstairs.
Tell you what, Kevin Pilar looks really comfortable at the plate right now. He's not jumping out there trying to hit everything. As soon as that pitcher releases it from his hand, he's seeing the ball out of his hand. He's making a good aggressive swing towards the baseball.
Last night, Pilar singled in the 9th and homered in the 11th. He has 4 hits in his last 5 at bats. Gets underneath this one and hits it to center field. Allen over in front of the track, and that'll end the inning. The Blue Jays leave the bases loaded, but they scored 2 more runs, all coming with 2 outs. Billy McKinney started it with a single. Gurriel doubled. A 2-run single by Morales. Grichuk with a single, and it's a 2-run game. Baseball partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It is a Star Wars day here at Rogers Center, and this game has been like an outer space game for sure. It is 9-7. There have been 21 hits in this game, and there have been 5 home runs. So it has certainly been an offensive day, and Tim Mazy in to try to cool off some of these hot bats.
4th pitcher of the afternoon already for the Jays. Mazy pitched in yesterday's ball game, 2/3 of an inning, a couple of walks and a strikeouts against the Indians. This is his 28th game this season. He's got that earned run average now under 4. He has not been scored upon since August the 19th.
Roberto Perez, the catcher. There's a strike with a high slider. Perez, what a day he's had. He hit his 2nd home run of the season, first pitch back in the 5th inning, and then completed that 5th inning with a 3-run double. 2 hits in the inning and 4 RBIs.
He also walked and scored his first time up. They will get some production from their catchers. Young Holmes had a first was the catcher for the first 2 games in this series. Hit a home run.
Fly ball. This one's headed toward the seats down the right side. It'll be out of play. Four RBIs for Perez, a career high. Previous high was 3. He had 5 3 RBI games. First time he's ever driven in 4 in the big leagues. 2-2 pitch from Meza. Got him. Good fastball at 94. 1 away here in the 7th.
Beauty Tone is the official paint of the Toronto Blue Jays. Only available at Home Hardware. Here's how.
Beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Toronto. Very cool afternoon, very comfortable for baseball. Nice crowd turned out on this Star Wars themed day. Greg Allen goes after the first pitch and fouls it back. Allen's a switch hitter. And an RBI double in the 3rd inning. It was the first Indians run of the afternoon.
A day to beef up your stats offensively. They have left a runner on every inning but the 2nd inning. Blue Jays have had a lot of opportunities also. They've left runners on base every inning but the 3rd inning.
Cleveland has stranded 7. The Blue Jays have left 8. And there's still been 16 runs scored in this game. Meza bounces that slider. 2-2. Last night, the Blue Jays won in 11 innings. A walk-off home run by Kevin Pillar. But the significant thing, it was the team's first ever win while striking out 20 or more times. There's a fly ball to center field. Long run for Pillar. He's got room just in front of the warning track. He makes the catch. Pillar was shaded over in the alley in right center and had a long run to catch that fly ball.
Yeah, Allen not a lot of power. He's hit 2 home runs this year, but gave it a best bolt to left center field, but it stayed in the ballpark. And if it stays in the ballpark, he's probably going to catch it.
Now back to the top of the order, Francisco Lindor. Lindor is 0 for his last 10. If the Blue Jays can come back and win this game, I would imagine it will be one of the most interesting comebacks because they have walked 9 batters in this game. And that has been a problem all afternoon. The Blue Jays have out-hit the Indians 14-7. But those walks have been a problem.
Yeah, how many of them have come around to score? At one time, there were 5 walks. 4 of them came around to score, including 4 in a row.
There's a base hit for Lindor. That'll snap it over 10. He just stayed back on that fastball and slapped it into right.
This is what the Indians can do right now. You've got 2 quick outs. They turn the lineup over. He's on base. Now he's a threat to steal. They can manufacture runs with their speed.
Remember, they scored the 9th run of this game on a wild pitch. And Jose Ramirez scored from 3rd on a short, wild pitch. Michael Brantley. He's 1 for 2. Hit a 2-run home run in the 5th. Big swing and a miss. Lindor not really comfortable over at first base with Meza on the mound.
Yeah, he's trying to get a read on the left-hander. That was a good slider right there to a good hitter.
There goes Lindor. He got a great jump. There's a base hit to left field. McKinney's going to have to get it in cleanly, and he will. Lindor ends up at third. Brantley with his second hit of the afternoon.
See how he was deking him. He'd get out there, and then he took a couple of steps back to first, and then he started to get his momentum going to second base. And when Mesa picked up that front leg, he took off. That will send him over to third base, and just like the Blue Jays, 2 quick outs, they scored 2 runs. Indians threatening again. There's the decoy, just going back and forth, and now he's just timed. As soon as he picks it up, as soon as he looks away from him, he was going to go.
Billy McKinney had to field that one cleanly because Lindor had his eye on him the whole way. Ramirez takes the first pitch outside. There are 4 switch hitters in this Indians lineup. Ramirez, one of them. Mesa with a nice grab. He'll go to first. He bounced it to Tellez. And Rowdy was able to scoop it. Everybody can smile now, but that was pretty interesting. Mesa got a comebacker and threw a tricky short hop to Rowdy Tellez, but the Indians will leave a pair on. Mesa with runners at first and third gets a comebacker and said, hey, no problem. Oops. But Tellez digs it out.
Town to celebrate Canada's #1 hockey community for 2018, Lucan, Ontario. Enjoy the fun as the Senators challenge the Maple Leafs September 18th right here on Sportsnet.
Thank you very much, Hazel. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, Cleveland leads at 9-7. Neil Ramirez still in the game. Danny Jansen will lead things off, takes a slider off the plate outside for a ball. Ramirez came into the game with 2 outs in the 6th inning with the bases loaded and got Kevin Pillar to fly out to center. Jansen drills this one down the left field line. That's a fair ball up against the wall in the corner. And Danny Jansen ends up with a leadoff double. The 6th double for Jansen.
Their bullpen hasn't had any answer against the Blue Jay hitters this afternoon. A little wrinkle slider down and in. And Jansen gets out there and pulls that ball to left field. That's his strength right there, pulling the ball. Extra bases, good start here in the 7th.
Richard Urania, he's 1 for 3. Had an RBI double in the 2nd inning. Ball 1. The Blue Jays have 15 hits, 9 extra base hits.
Oh, man. They are getting some pitches to hit. He had a good swing at that one.
Urania faced Ramirez last night. He flied out to center field to end the 9th inning. Oliver Perez, the veteran lefty, loosening up. So Urania has a little bit of an idea what Ramirez will feature.
He's challenging him a couple of times with fastballs, and he was all over him.
Hot shot. That'll move Jansen from second to third. 1 out. Urania's retied.
Super Slow-Mo Cam. Brought to you by Samsung Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. The camera reimagined. Available now.
Double barrel action for the Blue Jays. Taylor Guerrero on the left, Tyler Clippard on the right. Guerrero was up earlier in the game. Danny Jansen at third. The Indians infield playing back up the middle. Aledmus Diaz checks his swing and fouls it off. Aledmus has gone 2 for 3 so far.
Drove in a run his first time up with a single, and then he doubled the left center field. He got a chance to pick up another RBI here with the infield back and just 1 out.
Fair ball inside the line. Jansen's coming in to score. Diaz is headed for second, and Brantley will play it back into third. His 3rd hit of the game is an RBI double for Diaz.
Another extra base hit for the Blue Jays. And that's going to be the last pitch from Neil Ramirez as Terry Francona is going back out. He can heat you up with the fastball, but he's not throwing it where he needed to. He tried to throw a fastball by Aledmus Diaz, and that's a mistake. Watch how quickly he gets to that fastball, hooks it down the line in left field, scores Jansen, and the Blue Jays draw closer.
So Ramirez is out of the game. The veteran Oliver Perez, a funky left-hander, he is coming into the game. Billy McKinney is the scheduled batter. And the Blue Jays have a lot of bats on the bench. Let's see if they counter with a move, and indeed they will. Devin Travis has come out on deck. He's going to pinch hit for Billy McKinney. So it'll be Travis against Oliver Perez. It's a 1-run game. 1 out here in the 7th. in the game last night. He struck out Rowdy Tellez on 3 pitches. Devin Travis comes off the bench as a pinch hitter. Goes after the first pitch. Perez, at one time a legitimate starter. Now he's kind of a matchup reliever.
With a good breaking ball, and I think that's why he's going to be a good reliever. A 104 earned run average in 26 innings, 32 strikeouts in those 26 innings, and just 4 walks. Funky delivery, big breaking ball. Oliver Perez has been in the big league since 2002.
Travis hits it on the ground. Deep at shortstop. Lindor's throw in time. 2 away. So Diaz at second base holds his ground. He represents the tying run. Edmus, a 3-hit afternoon with a couple of RBIs.
Everybody's been hitting this afternoon for the Blue Jays. They've only struck out 4 times. They haven't struck out once since the 3rd inning. They've been putting the ball in play. So they're going to take the bat right out of the hand of Gurriel, and they're going to face Camo.
Isn't that interesting? You walk the rookie to get to the veteran. Kendrys Morales. He had a big 2-run single in the 6th inning, batting as a lefty. So Terry Francona opts to have Morales hit against Oliver Perez.
We've seen this a lot this year. Opposing managers bring in lefties to turn the switch hitters over to the right-hand batter's box. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't.
Perez uses that first pitch fastball to get ahead of Morales. Morales batting .211 against lefty pitching for the season. Breaking ball gets away from Perez, but not far enough for the runners to advance.
That's a big breaking ball. And it comes from variety of deliveries and arm angles. There's a lot of deception in what the veteran Perez does. He wants timeout and he needs a new baseball.
The Blue Jays deserve a lot of credit for hanging in there. They gave up 7 runs in the top of the 5th inning. And now it's a 1-run game. They haven't given an inch. Morales behind 0-2. Oliver Perez will do just anything he thinks will help him. He used the Louis Tiant spin around delivery that time.
Just to show him the fastball. He might go right back to that sweeping breaking ball.
Two and two now.
Can't give up on that thing. If you're a right-handed batter, he's going to start that thing over in the other batter's box and try and sweep it to the backside corner. Don't give up on it. Stay with it.
Perez stepped off the rubber. He wants to get a new set of signs from Roberto Perez. Now they're set. 2-2. Drive center field in deep. Allen back. Get up, ball! Get up, ball! And he makes the catch right up against the fence. Greg Allen saves 2 runs for the Indians with a terrific running catch just before he hit the wall. Kendrys Morales sat back on a breaking ball and drives it deep to center field, but Greg Allen makes a running catch a stride short of the fence in center. We'll go to the 8th. Cleveland with a 9-8 lead.
that in the final homestand of the 2018 regular season, you'll see Tampa Bay here from September 20th to the 23rd, and then the defending World Series champion Houston Astros from September 26th, the 24th to the 26th. Don't forget to check out BlueJays.com for your tickets. Bye.
Thank you very much, Hazel. It is a cool afternoon here in Toronto. The new pitcher is Tyler Clippard, making his 67th appearance of the season.
Yeah, pitching a lot of ball games is nothing new for Clippard. There was a time, 2010, 11, 12, and 13, where he threw at least 70 games in each one of those seasons. From 2010 until 2014, his career high is 78 games pitched in 2010. This is 67, as many as he pitched in last season.
Edwin Encarnacion takes a strike. Jonathan Davis takes over in left field defensively. The starter Billy McKinney was lifted for the pinch hitter Devin Travis, so Davis comes on to play left.
Something new, maybe, from Tyler Clippard?
It's difficult to tell. Sometimes he will throw that splitter and it'll break like a breaking ball, but that looked like a breaking ball. Had a good shape to it.
Looked like he not necessarily dropped down, but he threw it from a little bit different arm angle against Encarnacion, trying to show him something different. And he blows him away with the fastball.
That fastball has been a very good pitch for Clippard lately. But the previous pitch was an interesting pitch that really kind of set up the strikeout.
Yeah, they gave the horn sign, if you will. That's the index finger and the little finger. Here it comes out of the glove. And that is a curveball.
Sure is. And a good one. Yeah, that curveball set up the strikeout with the fastball. One away. Yonder Alonso. About the last month, Tyler Clippard has really used his fastball very effectively. And he's not been known as a fastball pitcher, but he said when he was throwing the ball very well, he threw about 60% fastballs.
He was getting behind with his changeup. He was getting behind with his splitter, and then trying to finish him off. And said, you know what, let's use your fastball at least early in the count. See if we can get ahead. See if we can get a couple of free strikes, and then maybe finish him off with the off-speed pitch. And it's worked. He has pitched really well second half of the season.
Boy, Alonso really picked an unusual time to show bunt with one strike, and then he takes it for strike two. Obviously the shift, there's a big hole on the left side of the infield, but now he's in the hole 1 and 2.
Curveball.
Well, you don't play 12 years in the majors without being light on your feet and open to change. And Tyler Clippard has broken out the curveball today. Everybody in the world's waiting for that changeup. That's always been a good pitch for him, but he's pitched very well lately.
And the splitter, and that was it right there. You don't reinvent yourself, you just make things a little bit different for those hitters. You give them something else to think about.
I asked him not long ago why you're using more fastballs. He said because of the numbers. They were hitting too many off-speed pitches. 2-2 pitch. Got him with another fastball. 91 miles an hour, top of the zone. He strikes out Encarnacion, now gets Alonso.
It looks so inviting when you've got an off-speed pitcher on the mound. You know it. His reputation is an off-speed pitcher. Then you get the fastball. You like it. You like what you see. You want to swing, but you get a little bit too anxious and you swing out a pitch out of the strike zone. 2 up, 2 down.
Brandon Barnes getting his first plate appearance of the afternoon. Replaced Melky Cabrera as a pinch runner, and he's late on the fastball. Barnes entered the game in the 6th inning as a pinch runner. 1-1 count to Brandon Barnes. He pops back that fastball.
Clipper was one of the pitchers in yesterday's game. He only faced one batter. That was Encarnacion. He struck him out. He got Edwin again this afternoon.
Trying to come back with that breaking ball, and it got away from him. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball ripped to left field. Jonathan Davis plays it back in. A 2-out single for Brandon Barnes.
He was an all-star at age 32 in the international, in AAA this year for the Columbus Clippers. Terry Francona's got him up here to play some defense, and he can still swing it. He ripped that ball. He's got some speed now. He can score on an extra base hit.
Second baseman Jason Kipnis. Fly ball, shallow center field. Pilar with a long run. Gurriel's going out. He's not going to make the play. Barnes stops at third. Kipnis hit it right off the end of the bat and drops it between the shortstop and the center fielder.
And with 2 outs, the runner can take off on contact. Right off the end of the bat. No chance for anybody to catch that one. Cleveland now has 11 hits. 2 more base runners on base.
After Clippard had strikeouts to start the inning of Encarnacion and Alonso, Barnes singled and Kipnis has singled. Roberto Perez has had a big day. His first career 4 RBI game. Shortens up the bunt, bunts right through it. Boy, he took a peek down at Diaz before the pitch and saw him back. He has done that from time to time. That time he bunted right through the pitch, and he's behind 0-1.
Take a chance. Only 2 players this afternoon have had 2-out RBIs, Kipnis and Perez. Perez was the big hit, that bases clearing double in that 7-run 5th inning.
There goes the runner Kipnis. Ball is pulled foul. Kipnis took off from first. Cleveland has a 9-8 lead. At one point, they led 8-3. Oh, 0-2 on Perez, the catcher. Kipnis not running. Strike 3 called. Tyler Clippard strands a couple of base runners and keeps it a 1-run game. When we come back, Randall Grichuk will lead things off. He's homered twice. Rowdy Tellez will follow him. He's hit his first big league home run this afternoon. Now time for a Blue Jay Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell with Kevin Barker from the Samsung Broadcast Studio.
Sportsnet presents Fearless, an all-access look at the life and career of the longest tenured Blue Jay, Kevin Pillar. Just a friendly reminder that's immediately following this ball game. Now back up to check in with Buck Martinez and Pat Tabler. Gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Hazel May. We are in the bottom of the 8th. Kevin Pillar, that documentary will be right after this ball game, so stay tuned for that. How about this game? A 9-8 Cleveland. They lead it. Randall Grichuk will be the leadoff man here in the 8th, and Grichuk has 3 hits today, including 2 home runs.
All of these games have been entertaining, if you ask me. Thursday night, the Blue Jays were down by 2 late in that game. Then a 3-run homer and blew that one open. Then they won a thrilling game last night in extra innings. And they are knocking on the door again to get a comeback win.
The Blue Jays have 16 hits, but they trail 9-8. Grichuk chases that high heater. 1 out. Drive of the game brought to you by the 2018 Honda Odyssey. With available Honda Vac, it always bats cleanup.
2 years ago, Rowdy Tellez had 23 home runs. Last year, 6. 13 this year in AAA. Well, this is his first big league home run. He connects after Randall Grichuk went deep. That was back in the 5th inning. Congratulations to him. His first big league home run. I think one of many this afternoon's drive of the game. Boy, what a start he has gotten off to, and what a pretty swing.
7 hits, all extra base hits. Oliver Perez struck him out on 3 pitches last night. First pitch, strike. Base hit. Rowdy Tellez hung in there and got a base hit on a breaking ball.
He knew it was coming. He knew it because that's what he featured last night. Perez did to Tellez, and he made the adjustments. And with that, Terry Francona one more time is going to go out there and make a pitching change.
Well, Rowdy Tellez has done everything you can imagine as a hitter. He made an adjustment after Perez struck him out last night on 3 pitches. He gets his first big league single on a nasty slider. That'll knock Perez out of the game. Josh Tomlin will come out of the bullpen and come in to pitch. Kevin Pillar will be the batter. Pillar is 2 for 4 with a pair of doubles. He knows all about Josh Tomlin. It's a 1-run game here in the 8th. a disappointing season. He's made 6 starts, but his record for the season is 0-5. And look at his ERA, 6.71. It's been a tough season for Josh Tomlin.
Yeah, it doesn't really blow the ball by you. He's got to pitch by changing speeds and making sure that batter is off balance. Fastball throws that about 36% of the time, and it touches 90 miles an hour. He's got a cutter and a curveball. Those are his 2 best pitches that he has. And he's going to be facing a hot hitter in Kevin Pillar.
Rowdy Tellez, not a base stealing threat, but they check on him. Tellez is a good base runner. He's not particularly fast, but he's a good base runner. And you might think, why wouldn't they pinch run for him? But maybe when he gets to second, if he does. Pillar takes one downstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, the name that to keep a lookout for is Dwight Smith. They've already used Jonathan Davis. Justin Smoke has come out on deck just in case it reaches down there, but Rowdy's a good athlete. He can score from first base on an extra base hit.
Ball and a strike to Pillar. Kevin has 2 doubles this afternoon. He's 2 for 4. He is 4 for his last 6, going back to last night.
Yeah, and he's been on everything, really. Even his outs today have been hard hit to the outfield.
Drive to right field. That's going to hang up for Barnes as he makes the catch. Pillar is retired. So now Danny Jansen was the scheduled batter. Justin Smoke has grabbed the bat. He'll come on as a pinch hitter.
I think if you're the Blue Jays, this is the matchup you would like to have. Smoke is in one of those grooves right now, hitting home runs. He's had 1 career home run against Josh Tomlin. Cutter curveball, just lay back and look for that ball middle in.
Good crowd here for this Saturday afternoon game. 35,353. Justin Smoke batting with 2 outs and a man at first. Look how deep the outfield is in this situation. Anything over their head will be out of the ballpark.
If you're wondering about Justin Smoke as a pinch hitter, we all remember the pinch hit he had down in Miami. That won the Blue Jays a ball game. Hit that pinch hit grand slam on an 0-2 pitch.
Right on the inside corner. Smoke wasn't sure it caught the corner.
A comeback fastball trying to move him off the plate.
Took something off that pitch, and Smoke was way out in front.
Yeah, that's
1-2.
That's his curveball and his cutter. Those are his best pitches. He'll use that fastball, the 4-seam fastball, to set those other pitches up. He can cut the ball now if he wants to inside, or he can go back to that curveball.
Strike 3 called. Breaking ball looked like it was outside. Angel Hernandez rings up Smoke, the curveball. Looked to be off the plate outside, but that'll end the bottom of the 8th inning. The Blue Jays leave a base runner. We'll go to the 9th. Smoke had a good look at this pitch. He's on it. It looks like it's off the plate. Angel Hernandez calls it strike 3. Be his 4th game for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, first in this series against the Indians. He pitched in twice in that series right before this one against Tampa Bay. His former team cut 2 innings, 2 hits, an earned run, and gave up a home run in there. Done a good job. He pitched out of the bullpen. His job right now, we need a shutdown inning.
Luke Maile takes over defensively behind the plate. Number 9 hitter, Greg Allen. He is 1 for 3 with a walk. Shows bunt, takes a strike. Allen had an RBI double in the 3rd inning. He drove in the first Cleveland run. At the time, that made it a 2-1 Blue Jays lead. Good sinking fastball. The Blue Jays actually led this game 3-1 after 3 innings. But then the Indians scored 7 runs at the top of the 5th, and it looked like it was a done deal. But the Blue Jays kept battling back. Guerrero strikes out Allen.
It's our first look at Taylor Guerrero, and what we have seen is a pretty good fastball with movement. There's one of the co-closers. Allen has closed for this team. Brad Hand has closed also. He looks like he's going to be the choice for the bottom of the 9th.
Guerrero now will face the leadoff man, Francisco Lindor. Lindor had a base hit in the 7th. Little runner up the first baseline. That'll bounce foul. Well, Guerrero's got a lot of dramatic movement late on that fastball.
Saw that in his first game in Miami when he came down there to face the Marlins. Right-handed batters were giving up on it, and it was just coming right back on the outside corner.
Popped up over near the seats. Long run for Diaz. He gets there and makes the catch. 2 outs. Tyler Clippard pitched the 8th inning and struck out 3. He was able to strand a pair of 2-out singles to keep it a 9-8 game. Michael Brantley's had a good afternoon. Curveball bounced in the dirt for ball one. Brantley hit a 2-run home run in the 5th. His 6th career home run against the Blue Jays. And he just barely got out of the way of that one.
Yeah, he found a ball off of his foot, and that's why he hadn't started those first 2 games in this series. The last thing the Indians want to see is one of their better hitters getting hit down in that foot area again. Blue Jays have out-hit them 17-11, but still trail.
Three and 0. You mentioned 17 hits. The Blue Jays all time have a 148-10 record when they get 17 or more hits. They've only lost 10 times. So the percentages are in their favor. There's a strike now, 3-1. The last time they lost while racking up 17 or more hits, May 24th, 2013. Against the Orioles, they lost 10-6 in that game. This is a 1-run game at 9-8. 3-1 pitch. Ground ball right to the shortstop, Gurriel. He'll gather and fire. Guerrero does his job. So we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. The Blue Jays trail by a run. Richard Urania, the scheduled batter. Aledmus Diaz, and then back to the top of the order. Cody Allen set to come in to try to close it out.
Presented by Honda at the Model Clearout event. The real victory lap is the drive home.
A cool evening here in Toronto, and a closer, one of the 2 closers that the Indians have, Cody Allen, comes on. He's got 25 saves this season.
A 6th pitcher, 6th reliever of the ball game for the Indians. Cody Allen in 62 games, 430 earned average. He's blown 5 saves this year. He's thrown 60 innings. Fastball and a good hook. If that hook, that curveball, he's throwing it for strikes, he can be tough.
There's a curveball for a strike to Richard Urania. Urania is 1 for 4, had an RBI double and scored a run in the 2nd. Another curveball. He swings over the top quickly. 0-2. Lays off that breaking ball in the dirt. Alan Porter down at third said no swing.
That was by design to bounce that ball in the dirt, that curve ball, to see if Urania will chase, and he didn't.
Chase that curveball in the dirt. Perez will fire to first to complete the strikeout. One away.
Well, when he's got that curveball working, he can be tough. He's got a fastball hitter coming up in Diaz now, and if you're Ledmus, you might see a fastball. But if he throws you that curveball, chances are you're going to get your share of curveballs here. Make sure he gets it up.
Diaz, a 3-hit ball game. Fastball drilled to the alley. Get up, Bob. That ball is going to go off the wall. Diaz is headed for second. He'll get there with his third double of the game, his fourth hit.
Remember the big home run he hit in Cleveland earlier this year? They kept throwing him breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball. They finally threw him a fastball. He hit it over the center field fence for a home run. They threw him another fastball down and away. His fourth hit, his third double of the game. Gets that tying run in scoring position for the pinch hitter.
Well, what an afternoon for Ledmus Diaz. Jonathan Davis, the scheduled batter. He'll be lifting for the pinch hitter, Dwight Smith Jr. 26 games this season with the Blue Jays. He's got a couple of home runs. Dwight Smith Jr. hit 268 at AAA Buffalo. He had 6 home runs and drove in 42. This is his 7th professional season. Diaz at second. Lays off that curveball. Well, the Blue Jays have the tying run in scoring position. They have now pounded out 18 hits.
They've out-hit them 18-11, but they're down by 1. They have rallied. Let's see if they can bring it all the way home. They were down at one point 8-3.
Curveball for a strike. It's 1-1. Chase that breaking ball in the dirt.
Blue Jays have done a good job this afternoon hitting with runners in scoring position. They've had 4 hits already this afternoon.
The Jukes have come into play. It's cooled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul ball just outside of first. That was interesting. Had that been a fair ball, I didn't know if the pitcher was going to get there.
He didn't break over to first base. It would have been Yonder Alonso versus Dwight Smith in a foot race to the bag.
Allen delivered the pitch and then just kind of stayed there. Watch him react.
And it's close. Curveball.
That was very
foul.
close to being a fair ball, and the pitcher was still on the pitcher's mound. Another 1-2 pitch.
What a block. He wasn't trying to catch that ball. He was just trying to keep it in front of him. Cody Allen's got a great curveball. He'll use it for strikeouts.
Toronto has 18 hits this afternoon. 11 have gone for extra bases. The Indians just 4 extra base hits out of their 11 hits on the afternoon. But Cleveland leads in the important department. They lead it 9-8. Dwight Smith Jr.'s first hit was a pinch hit double at Milwaukee off Willie Peralta. His first big league hit. You got a fastball.
You got his fastball right there. He took a good swing at it too.
Dwight Smith Jr. has 2 big league home runs. He hit his first off Nick Tropiano of the Angels here back in May, and hit the second one off Rick Porcello at Fenway. 2-2. Ground ball, another foul.
Yeah, that one was up again and in. All he can do with that one is just foul it off, keep that at bat alive. If you're Aledmys Diaz, you're the runner at second base, there's only one out. You got to read the ball off the bat. A line drive into the outfield. The outfield is not deep. They're going to try and cut that run off, but you got to read that line drive, make it get into the outfield safely.
Fastball hit in the air. Allen acts like he doesn't see it, but he was just decoying. He threw his hands up trying to get Aledmys Diaz to buy into it, but he had it all the way. So the Blue Jays down to their final out.
I'll tell you what, that deked me. He was acting like he had lost it in the twilight of the sky. You can see him
smile. He got a sheepish smile on his face now.
Yeah, watch him. I don't know. Where is it? Where is it? And as a runner, you're not sure what to do. Should you go halfway? Should you go back and tag up? But you're right. He had that all the way. But what a great decoy.
Heads up play by a young outfielder. So the Blue Jays are down to their final out. Their last hope, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He's 2 for 4. He was given an intentional walk in the 7th.
Nothing but curveballs. Get your breaking ball swing out. That's what you're probably going to get from Cody Allen now. He saw a good one there.
They're ball into dirt, ball on a strike. The rally caps are out, and the Blue Jays have rallied to make it a 1-run game, but they still trail. Curveball, strike 2. Allen is 25 for 30 in save opportunities this season. He has given up 11 home runs. Drive to right field. Barnes is there, and that'll do it. Cody Allen picks up his 26th save of the season. Cleveland wins it 9-8. But the Blue Jays, they battle all afternoon. Made it interesting, but in the end, Cleveland wins the second game so far in this 4-game series.
Yeah, the big 7-run 5th inning for the Indians. They make it stand up. Wobbly at the back end. Blue Jays battle all the way down to that last at bat. I got a chance tomorrow to even this series. The Indians win a thriller 9-8.
We'll be right back here tomorrow afternoon. Thomas Pannone, the former Indian farmhand, will go up against Mike Clevenger in the finale. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a great evening. Here's Blue Jays Central.